Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live, somebody. Let's go.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. Hope this show finds you in good spirits. Happy Monday to every single last one of you guys. You know, we need some happiness nowadays. There's been nothing but all kinds of craziness as of late. Allegedly there is supposed to be a press conference. And I'm going to tell you this right now. I've been searching everywhere right now, and I have not found the actual press conference itself. But I promise you, I am still keeping an eye out for it because I want to know exactly what's going on. There wasn't really many updates yesterday. They didn't really do any updates yesterday. So hopefully there's going to be a very eye-opening, very revealing press conference. Hopefully they've made some serious moves in this particular search. So hopefully there's some major developments. So we're waiting on that. That's supposed to be happening in less than 15 minutes from now. Okay. And honestly, I'm looking around, and there's a post which I'm going to be sharing with you guys shortly that says that they're going to have a press conference today, very shortly, very, very shortly. I will be sharing it with you guys in just a little bit, but we are here anyway. We got some updates from yesterday that I'm going to cover while we wait for this press conference to get up and moving and all that. Trust and believe we will be covering some things today. So do me a favor. Do me a solid. Hit that like button down below, please and thank you. That'd be greatly appreciated. All right. Hit that like button. Send it past 300 likes if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook, make sure you hit that reaction button down below, please and thank you. Don't forget to crush that subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook, hit that follow button on my Facebook page as well. Be great to have you part of the Pascal Show family on my Facebook page, on my YouTube as well. That'd be greatly appreciated. Of course, if you want to support the channel, hit that join button down below if you're watching on YouTube. Become a member of the family, or you can also become a member of the family on my Patreon, patreon.com/The Pascal Show. If you want to support it even further, please go check out pascalmerch.com. Got some really, really great merch over there. Check it out. I'm sure you'll find something for yourself or for your loved ones. I'm sure that they'll really enjoy. Anyway, let's get into this conversation anyway. You know, we got some things we got to get into. And like I said, I'm going to keep an eye out on a couple things. And honestly, one second before we jump into everything. Okay. Just want to make sure I got a few things up. Okay. So let me see this real quick. Make sure, because like I said, been keeping an eye out. Okay. So they do say that there is something coming up. Okay. Coming up in a couple minutes. I'll show it to you guys right now so you guys can see this. Splat out. So KHOU from Houston, in the Houston area, is putting allegedly going to be starting something in just a few minutes. Now, will it be the press conference right off the bat? We will find out. Hopefully, we'll be able to watch that as a family without any hiccups, any problems. If we do have hiccups and problems, don't worry. I will be playing it again. I'll make sure that I'll be able to get the whole thing and play it live today on the show as we speak, okay? Because sometimes my internet wants to be friendly, and sometimes my internet doesn't want to be friendly, okay? Just to give you guys a heads up. But there is something else, just so you guys know, like, hey, why are we talking about this here, okay? Why are we bringing this up? Well, the reason why is because on their website, okay, so the Department of Public Safety, okay, Texas Department of Safety, DPS, put this up just about an hour ago. A press conference providing additional updates regarding the ongoing search for 11-year-old Audrii Cunningham will be held at 2 p.m. or 2:30 p.m. at the Polk County Judicial Center. Okay. So, and of course, people were asking, is this going to be streaming? Are people streaming this or not? And it looks like, lo and behold, there will be a stream up and running in just a little bit. Okay. Now, I know a lot of you guys already know this story or already know what's been on and popping with this particular story. But, just to kind of give you guys a quick reminder, okay, this here, as we wait for this press conference, don't worry, I'm keeping my eyes open for this press conference. This is 11-year-old Audrii Cunningham. Now, she was dropped off. She was last seen being dropped off allegedly being dropped off at her school bus, at her school bus stop, okay, for school at 7 a.m. And she was never seen or heard from again. Obviously, police, local PD, etc., even the FBI have been doing their damn job out here, trying to find her out in this particular lake. Now, one thing that I have heard is that they have been bouncing around to different areas, that they're allegedly not only looking at this lake anymore, they may be looking at different locations right now. It's a very confusing time, I'm sure, not only just for us regular people who are just watching on the sidelines, but also the family that is involved in this situation. And let me just say this too. I mean, yes, I have my personal opinions about the person that they have locked up right now, which we are going to be talking about here shortly. But nonetheless, this little girl, 11-year-old Audrii Cunningham, just needs to be back in the right arms of safety, in the right arms of the people that love her and that will keep her out of harm's way. Now, the thing is there has been a few developments over the past couple days, things that we've already covered before, but I'm going to bring those up again for you guys right now. Now, there was a guy, he's interesting individual. I'm just trying to get that photo up real quick. I'm sorry. Too many photos and it's like a blur. Where the heck did it go? Well, here's one of them. This guy right here, his name is Don Stephen McDougal. He has been arrested. Okay. He has been arrested on a separate charge, unrelated to this case. Totally unrelated, but this guy has a rap sheet as long as, all of our bodies combined. Okay. This is a very violent individual. This guy has a very extremely checkered past. Okay. And some of them have to do with littles. Now, from my understanding, he's not a registered SO, but he should have been. If that is correct, if he's not a registered SO, he should have been by now. He has multiple counts of enticing children, for lack of a better term. Okay. This is not a very good guy. This is the guy that allegedly dropped off little Audrii off at the bus stop at 7 a.m. And then she was never seen or heard from again. Now, there was a press conference a few days ago as well that we watched, and they said that they have retrieved a book bag that was Audrii's actual book bag. They've gone through that, from my understanding, or at least I think they should have, at least by now. It's been days, right, since they found this book bag in a dam in the lake, the very lake that they're still looking at and searching right now as we speak. But so far, there has been no signs, up until this press conference, there still have been no signs of little Audrii. So we don't know what's going on. We don't know what has happened. And I'm very concerned, just like every other loving individual who's watching and taking, keeping a watch on this particular case. I am definitely hoping for the best, right? I'm most definitely hoping for the best. But this, I don't know. This may not be a turnout that we want to have happen, but at the same time, we don't know everything as of yet. Of course, we are still waiting for them to show up to give us their 2 cents on the updates of everything. Hopefully we find some things out very, very soon. This thing, of course, wants to trip like crazy because it's just is what it is. I'm going to try to change the quality of the internet here, or the quality of the video. So it may not be the best looking video, but we'll at least be able to hear what's going on. Okay. So I appreciate you guys all, filing in, being a part of the conversation. This is all necessary. And hopefully we find out some more information here very soon. Like I said, if I have some issues with this, I don't think that this press conference is going to be a very long one. And if it, hold on. Yeah, there's no audio. You better turn that mugs on. You ain't got no audio, bro. The press conference hasn't started yet. I'm sorry, guys. Let me show you what I mean. There's somebody at the mic right now trying to do sound. My sound is all the way up, and there's no sound coming out. No sound coming out thus far. But like I said, they're supposed to be starting in a couple minutes. Hopefully we'll be able to see that when it is on and popping. Hopefully KHOU will have it their ish together. But while we wait for that, okay? While we wait for that, because that's going to be happening any minute now, the family, extended family of Audrii came out and had some things they wanted to say. This is very, very short, but I wanted to share with you guys anyway, because I do find this to be, it's interesting nonetheless. You know what I mean? It is interesting nonetheless. Family is now starting to speak out and basically saying like, hey, shut up, America. Quit talking, everybody. That's pretty much what they're saying, please be, but they're saying it in a nicer way, but they're saying, hey guys, can you please just stay quiet, let 5-0 do what they need to do, etc. But I wanted to share this with you guys while we wait, while they figure their audio stuff out. And so let's take a listen to what the family, grandparents, and all that had to say yesterday.
All right, my name is Chris Booth.
Spell it for us, please.
CHRISBOOTHE. I'm here to speak for the family, the grandmother and the father and then the man. Right now, we respect that we want Audrii home. We respect that everybody gives them some time. Privacy. And let them deal with this. This is a tragic incident.
No doubt.
I realize that everybody's talking a bunch of stuff on Facebook and stuff like that. I'm going to ask that if you don't know anything, don't say anything. All you're doing is hurting the family. It makes no sense. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know the circumstances. I do know Audrii is loved. I know Audrii is cared for. And I know Audrii loved her grandmother, her father, her brother, and family. I'm asking everybody to stop the BS. I'm sorry for the language, the BS on Facebook, and all the garbage stuff on Facebook. You don't know the circumstances, leave it alone. Audrii was well loved and everything like that. Audrii was well taken care of. Audrii is missed. We want her home. This right here is for Audrii. Again, please, if you talk crap on Facebook, please just let it go. The family doesn't need that, and nobody needs it. Until you know what's going on and you hear from the sheriff department. Don't spread rumors.
Now, I will say this. I do agree. I understand why extended family are getting on here, but this is kind of the same thing that we hear a lot of. Whenever, when we were talking about the Savannah Soto case, Savannah Soto and Matthew Guetta case, right? We're looking at all those things. We're asking all kinds of questions and all that. And yeah, people drop into the group chat unfortunately, when you put this kind of information out there to the public, when you're asking for the public's help to find a little one, unfortunately, the pendulum swings both ways, right? There's the positive people that are sitting there, making photos and art pieces and saying, prayers and hashtag find Audrii. And then there's going to be the other side of people putting in their 2 cents on what they think is, in their opinion, is right or wrong, or the speculation train is going to run wild, right? Um, so unfortunately, it is kind of you can't have it all, right? You can't have both, right? Um, Unfortunately. But then at the same time, I get it. People out here saying all kinds of stuff. And what's frustrating is there are people that will say things just to stir the pot. There are people that will say things just to make things up for ish and giggles, just for a quick laugh, have a laugh. And I think that's ridiculous, right? That they'll sit there and go, well, I heard, something ridiculous. It would be so asinine and so ridiculous that throws people off the beaten path. That I think is very unfortunate and wrong, right? But people putting in their 2 cents, they're like their opinions. Unfortunately, that's just the internet in general. There are going to be people on their QWERTY keyboards typing away and spouting off all kinds of stuff, right? Unfortunately, that's the situation. I agree, attacking the mom. I see Lori saying like attacking the mom is awful. Yeah, attacking the mom, anybody involved in any of this is bad. I am going to ask though, because the mom has been out here, right? She's been physically present in everything. She's been out here working her tail off, trying to get awareness on her daughter. The person we haven't seen as of yet that I know of, we have yet to see the dad, right? So that is a question I feel like all of us want to know. Where's Pops at? Why isn't Pops talking? Why isn't he saying anything right now? Why is he in the quiet? That doesn't make any sense. It's kind of messed up, right? But I get it. Everyone, but you also have to put on the table that everyone grieves or everyone deals with anxiety, nervousness, a tragedy like this, right? Everyone deals with things differently. It's the same thing on how people deal with grief. Some people want to resort to their vices, lean heavy on their vices. Some of them go and turn into a hermit, a recluse, just sit there and they just hide in their home, not saying anything. You see what I'm saying? But it is, in my personal opinion, a bit odd when you see a bunch of people coming forward, but Papa ain't doing nothing. That's not me attacking the dad. That's just me asking, why? Why ain't he around here? I just find it a bit odd. Then on top of it, of course, we've seen our fair share of photos on, and don't worry, guys, I'm still waiting. They haven't done anything yet, okay? Don't worry. When it starts, we will be looking. But we have seen our fair share of photos and information about Stephen McDougal. And of course, somebody said something on Saturday night that was really great, which was something along the lines of, it's not judging the book by its cover, it's the moral compass, right? And we already seen the tattoos, etc., right? We've seen those things. Forget everything else. That stuff at face value would be very tough for me, okay, to overlook, especially having a little impressionable child in the area at all times, being around this particular person that has a badge of hate tattooed, a symbol of hate tattooed on their body. To me, that shows me that this is not, I'm sorry, but I'm going to keep it real. That is not a fit person to have around my child. Period. Okay. And in fact, like I've said it before, there are plenty of people that have changed changed their ways, were thought one way, did some stupid things to their body, putting that kind of symbol on, and then realized like, oh, people are good, right? Sure, that's fine. Okay. Some people, hey, everybody deserves a second chance. But the one thing about this dude is he has had like 11 chances. So I don't think he's changed his ways at all. Okay. And the amount of tattoos that he's had on his body, you don't think he'd cover up that tattoo with another new tattoo of something, turn it into a flower or something like that, turn it into a peace sign, whatever the hell he wants to do with it. So I know that there are people out here like, oh, y'all reading it. Like, I don't know what y'all think. Like, I don't know what's up, what planet you are on, but that symbol should not be inside the home of anyone's home. Unless you rock that way. And if you do, good luck with life. It's going to be a very lonely time for you. Okay? But that guy was in and out of that house. There have been new information. There's been new stuff, which I need to send to myself. Because, of course, like I said, we are still waiting. They have not come out yet. But there is something I need to send to myself really quick because I do want to share this with you. And, I had a few things I wanted to talk to you guys about. Hold on one second. Okay. Make sure I got this. There's a screenshot that I took of, come on now. There's a screenshot that I took of something that was in this discussion group thing. And it's with the family. One of the family members is speaking out. And let me just say this. I totally understand them standing up for their family, holding it down, putting in their own 2 cents about everything, joining the group chat. And I get it. At some time, you kind of are going to be like, yo, I've had enough of people attacking the people that I love. I feel obligated to step forward and say, back off. Understandable. Totally understandable. All right. But there are a few things about this that there's a little bit of pushback that I'm like, no. It just doesn't work for me. So let me pull this up while we are still waiting. Uh-oh, here we go. Never mind. We'll hold on to that. We got some news coming up. But there's no sound. Oh, there we go. Jeez.
Good afternoon. My name is Lieutenant Craig Cummings, Texas Department of Public Safety. Today we're here to provide some updates on the search for 11-year-old Audrii Cunningham, who went missing on Thursday of last week. I'm
Hopefully this
joined
works.
by Polk County Sheriff Byron Lyons and Polk County District Attorney Shelley Sitton. I want to say that investigators are following active leads based on tips and evidence that we have gathered. The videos submitted to investigators by the community have been very helpful. We're looking for and asking the public's help for additional video on FM 3126 that shows the highway. This video would have been on Thursday, February 15th, between 6:30 a.m. and 8 a.m. So again, that's video from FM 3126 on Thursday, February 15th, between 6:30 a.m. and 8 a.m. that shows the highway. I also want to announce the Polk County Crime Stoppers reward has been increased to $10,000 for information leading to the arrest and prosecution of the person responsible for Audrii's disappearance.
Whoa.
We are asking the public, based on the evidence that we have been getting right now, to stay away from Scenic Loop FM 3277 unless you have a need to be there. That is a potential point of interest in this investigation. We've had a lot of people driving down there. Please stay away. Let the investigators do what they are doing and our volunteers what they are doing so that we can bring Audrii home. We also want to say that we're thankful for the Polk County District Attorney's Office for their continued legal advice as they provide that to investigators in this continued search for Audrii. The investigators have given McDougal.
Give it a second, guys. Sorry about that. Let it think. I will say this while it's figuring its life out.
Google,
Okay.
who was arrested Friday on an unrelated charge, several opportunities to cooperate, and we remain hopeful that he will begin helping in this case.
So he hasn't been
We
helping.
also want to address some rumors that have been circulating. McDougal is not required to register as a sex offender.
There it
We
is.
would refer you to the various counties that prosecuted McDougal for inquiries regarding his criminal history. And we also want to say that McDougal resides in a camper behind the residence where Audrii lives with her father, grandparents, and other family. The family does have a relationship with McDougal. And with that, I want to turn it over to Polk County Sheriff Byron Lyons for some remarks for him before we open it up for questions.
Interesting, guys.
Good afternoon. Since Audrii was reported missing, we have been working with investigators and volunteers, doing everything we can to bring Audrii home. Unfortunately, I've had bronchitis and it has impacted my ability to speak. So that is why I want to say first, thank you to the Department of Public Safety and to the FBI for assisting me with the social media and my media briefings. I also want to take a moment to thank all the investigators and the volunteers and members of the community who are working to bring Audrii home. The outpouring of support from the tips and from the videos and the donations of food and water has just been inspiring. As a community, as a county, as a state and a nation, the search for Audrii has brought out some of the most exceptional people that I've come to know. I have been in contact with the family, and they want everybody to know that they thank you and they appreciate all the prayers and how you've kept Audrii and them in your hearts. And they just ask that you continue to pray for them and Audrei's being able to bring her home. And I'd like to say thank you to everyone who has helped in this case.
Don't worry, we are going to be replaying this in a little bit because there's a bunch of things, I'm sure, in the beginning that we need to know.
He was.
Give it a second, guys. And I have it turned turned all the way up. They just like to have their volume low.
He was probably taken to the dropping off at the bus stop. And we do feel at this point that he was the last person who seen Audrii. There has been information found that there were some occasions that he did drop her off at the bus stop or even take her to school.
So he had a history of doing this. Interesting.
McDougal has not confessed. He has been talking with some of the investigators.
Okay.
At this point in time, he has not confessed. You know, and that's kind of why.
Sorry, guys.
One of the reasons that we're asking for the videos, we're trying to piece together a timeline of where he's been and the travel that he took, the roadways that he took. So this area is just one that's in particular that we can say that we know that he was in. And so we're making sure that we do extensive search of those areas. But the problem is that when we have a lot, and I know that people are concerned and people want to help, but a lot of time when we bring too many people into an area, it hinders our efforts in being able to try to find and locate evidence. We feel strongly today that that backpack that was found is a high probability that it's going to be Audrei's.
There's a lot of water around her home. This I think called the criminal investigation, and that it's about an agent who is suspected. Could you expand on that? What crime is being investigated specifically, and to expand on the foul plea suspect?
Okay. Yes, we do feel as though we are investigating a criminal investigation, and at this point in time, as we conduct our investigation, we are not leaving out or adding in any just charges. We are investigating the evidence if we find any, and then we'll let that be determined, once we get all the evidence put together on what charges, if any, will be filed.
McDougal's 07 charge, 08 conviction for enticing a minor with intent to commit a felony out of Audrii County. The case information publicly accessible.
This is very interesting, guys. They still haven't found. That's crazy.
On a holiday is very limited on that. Was that felony intended a sex crime?
And be honest with you, I don't know. I can't answer that right now because it's in another county. The only thing that I've been able to find out that it was not something that they were able to require him to register for as a sex offender.
Have you taken McDougal to the dam or the Trinity River since he's been arrested?
There have been some occasions where, on one occasion where we have taken McDougal, that he agreed to work with us and has taken us to certain locations.
Interesting. That's interesting. That's very, very interesting. He hasn't. That's very odd. That's very odd. That's very, very odd. If I'm getting that correct, he's saying that he's willing to that this guy's willing to help. Hold on, guys.
Hope that we be able to bring Audrii home. So, yes, I am hoping that she yet is still alive, and we're going to work just as hard to make sure that we do everything that we can to try to bring her home.
Sheriff, is there any other person of interest in this case?
Okay, we got a couple questions at a time. Right here.
Yeah, this is a little bit confusing because they're making it sound like he's willing to help.
You say, is he being cooperative? I think that Mr. McDougal, he is what he's doing on occasions. He will, and I use that word cooperate lightly, but he is somewhat, working and talking with the investigators. But we are very cautious on the information that he's giving.
Okay.
Are you guys able to count on GPS?
Of interest in this case?
I will say this, that there are, at this point, Mr. McDougal is our main person of interest, but we are not ruling out anyone else who may be involved, may not be involved. We are not just honing in on just this one individual. We're making sure that we're covering all stones.
And do you anticipate charges being filed in connection to this case anytime soon?
I anticipate that if the evidence presents itself that proves that Mr. McDougal has committed an offense or crime, that charges will be filed in him in Polk County. So in speaking with the Rangers, we're just asking them, hey, take us to where in any places that you think or where you may have been. And so he has done that on one occasion.
I think you hinted at the answer to this, but we've had a lot of community members approaching us saying they want to volunteer to help search. Is there a place for them in this search, or do you really need them to step back and let you guys do your job?
Okay, and kind of like I addressed in my opening statement, is that I am so grateful for those who have came out and volunteered, raised their hands to want to participate. And yes, the volunteers have been great and have been very valuable to us. But one of the things that we have to do is that we have to limit and we have to make sure that we don't overdo it. Because remember, we are yet still, while we try to bring Audrii home, we are yet still making sure that if there's evidence or if there's anything that we need to capture or anything that we need to be able to retain, we want to make sure that we don't have so many people that we damage or destroy evidence at the time. So the way we are today, we had the volunteers meeting over at Tigerville's Park. And then as we needed them, we would send an officer over to get those folks and then take them into an area to help search.
And to follow up on his question regarding the location where McDougal took you and other authorities, could you share that location?
At this time right now, we don't want to share locations that he's taken us to, other than to say that there are multiple places of interest that we have gone to and have made searches, and I'm sure before
multiple
this day is over, we'll be searching other locations.
Because he did not find something, can you provide more context on why he's taking you to those places? What is he saying
oh, this is where we drove, or
And really, when it comes down to it, I wasn't there with those officers, and so I can't answer to exactly what was just said, other than these are just places that he instructed them to go.
Has McDougal made a claim that he dropped her off at the school bus?
No.
Was something recovered, Sheriff, from those?
So he is sort of cooperating, but at the same time, it sounds like me assuming, it sounds like he's saying a bunch of different things, and they're just kind of they have to weed through what they believe is real and what's not.
Backpack was found or other items were found?
The only thing at this point in time right now that I can speak to for sure is going to be that backpack.
So do you think he's given you false leads?
You know, and that's the thing is that
Hmm.
we have to just continue to work all the leads that he's
Interesting.
presenting to us. Whether or not they're false or not, it depends upon how it works out and how the investigators are able to put those pieces together.
And are you guys able to count with
Mm,
cell phone
mm.
records maybe where he could be?
We are working with every tool made available to us, whether it be cell phone, whether it be video, which has been an awesome tool for us. We are using every tool made available to us to try to piece together a window or a picture of where he may have gone.
I'm sorry, just to clarify, is he acknowledging that she never actually made it to the bus stop?
I'm sorry, repeat that.
Just to clarify, is he acknowledging that she never actually made it to the bus stop?
At this time right now, he has not acknowledged that, whether or not she's made it, whether or not he dropped her off or she made it to the bus stop or not.
Has he admitted to leaving
Interesting.
the house with her?
Yes.
Interesting.
That location where you're telling people to stay away from, it's called the scenic route, is the name of it, where it is.
Shimon. Don't worry, we are going to be playing
It's off
this
the Scenic
back
Loop. It's
uninterrupted in a second.
Well, let me say this. It's in the Scenic Loop area there near Tigersville Park. If I say on national television, don't go to this specific location, kind of defeat my purpose. But I am saying that there are officers that's in the area who are instructing people or directing people away from those areas. Please work with those officers.
Okay,
If they
word.
ask you to turn around or they ask you to go into another location while they would search those areas.
Sheriff, you mentioned that he admits leaving with Audrii Cunningham, and now we know she's missing. What else do you need to charge him for a crime? Because the child is nowhere to be found.
Well, our thing is, and the district attorneys here, one of the things that we must do is that we must not jump to conclusions. We want to make sure that we take all the evidence that we have collected. Yes, he may have been the last person with her, and yes, she is missing at this time. But
what, bruh? Come on.
we want to make sure that whatever evidence that we collect and that we place on an affidavit today is going to be something that's going to hold up in the court later. It does us no good to prematurely charge him now, and then 3-4 months from now it get tossed out of court because we were moving too fast. So I ask you, please understand as we work carefully through this, because Audrii deserves this. She deserves us taking our time. She deserves us making sure that we do it right. She
Interesting.
deserves to have her voice to be heard. And I want to make sure that we do that and we do it the right way.
Sheriff, one of the cell phone
Word.
techniques is called one of the cell phone techniques is called geo tracking. Are y'all using geo tracking?
I will say this, we are using every tool made available to us to be able to work cell phones and videos and video to be able to try to track his movements that morning.
has any other person of interest come to fruition, and have they been eliminated?
There have been other persons that we have certainly have looked at, and at this point in time, we're not ruling anyone out. You know, at this point, it's an active investigation, and everybody's going to be looked at. Everybody's going to be maintained until we can definitely say for sure, either you are or you're not a party to this investigation.
What are the details about the aggravated assault charge that he's currently in jail for? Can you expand on that?
The details, what I can go to in on that was, it was an aggravated assault that took place August, I believe. And
6 months
in
ago.
that investigation, there was during that investigation, there was some circumstances that took place that would not allow us to be able to arrest him at that time, and he would not cooperate, would not basically lawyer it up, would not talk with the investigators. But on I think Saturday, Friday night, whichever night he was arrested, he did make the statement to that offense, which at that point in time he was arrested for.
Mm.
It was a aggravated assault. He assaulted another individual. Male.
He used a knife, guys. Allegedly.
We have heard those same things, and we've been told that there is an affiliation with the Aryan Brotherhood. Those are some things that we will come back after we are able to get located, and we will tie those things down to prove whether or not he's affiliated or not. Those things have been done. Yes, ma'am.
Two more questions.
Dos.
Yes,
Yeah, what about the pops?
very much so.
Okay.
Let's get a little bit more on the relationship between Audrei's family and him. I know you mentioned he lives in an RV on their property, but were they friends prior, anything like that?
And for this to be our last question, to answer your question is that basically the way it was explained to us is that he was a friend of the family, a friend of the father, and he was allowed to live there in a trailer behind the house, and he was a friend of the families. And basically that's why he was there, allowed to live there. I appreciate what everyone has done. I appreciate your helping us get Audrei's story out there. And thank you so much for your diligence in this. And I ask you, as you continue to work with us and allow us to tell Audrei's story, allow us to work this investigation properly and understand when it doesn't go or doesn't appear to go the way that you feel it should. Trust us that we're getting it done, and we're trying our best to do it the right way. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay. Interesting, don't you think? Don't you think, little ladies and germs? And then he said, "Yeah, you know, there's some." Whoa.
Tonight, police say he is.
Golly, that was loud. But that is interesting, man. Interesting indeed. Interesting indeed. Hold on, guys. I'm pulling this up so we can, because I want to make sure I have this. Because I told you guys I'd play the whole thing again without all those hiccups and stuff. See, like live for me is a pain. I got a few things I'm trying to figure out on that end. But okay. Hopefully I'll get that here in a second. I got it here, but it needs to do its thing first before I can do whatever I need to do. But here it is, guys. Okay. All right. You heard that. I mean, don't worry. We're going to be rolling that back here in a little bit. Trust me, I will be playing it again. Because, I mean, that's 30 minutes of information. Now, they're looking at a specific highway, if I'm correct, FM 360 between the hours of 6:30 a.m. and 8 a.m. And they're saying, hey, if anybody has any video on that particular road, etc., please contact local authority as quickly as possible. Now, there's other things that they said in the very beginning. The first officer said things in the very beginning that had to do with our person of interest, this piece of work by the name of Donald Stephen McDougal. Now, he is the one who's been locked up, but they're basically saying that he has been cooperative, but it's like it's selective cooperation. So he's putting out information, he's giving them information, but they are actually taking it with a grain of salt and kind of weeding through certain things, because I think he's messing with people. I think he's messing with 5-0. I don't think he's saying everything that needs to be said, because if he was absolutely 110% transparent, they'd be in one spot and one spot only. You got to remember, they were all up in this lake, right? I don't remember the name of the lake right now, but trust me, I'm sure we're going to circle back to the name of the lake here shortly. But he was out. They said they sent a whole bunch of 5.0 drones, whatever, out there. Found a book bag. Don't know. They're not fully 110% sure if that is Audrii's or not, but they do believe it is hers. They just have not officially confirmed it to be her belongings. Okay, that book bag. All right, but they're all over there in the lake, right? Then there was word about them being spread out and moving into different areas. That was the rumor that was being said yesterday, and there was no press conference whatsoever. Now we have a press conference this afternoon. And what do they say? Oh, now we need information. Now we need footage from this particular highway, this particular road, FM 360, between the hours of 6:30 a.m. and 8 a.m. on February 15th, the day after Valentine's Day. They're asking if anybody has that information, if they may have had a dash cam on their car, any truckers out here that may be live streaming, whatever. If you have any of that stuff, RV in van lifers, etc. If you have that particular type of footage, please, and it's around that specific time, send it to them as quickly as possible. But if you notice, at first it was the lake. Now it's a road. Now, there could be a connection between the two. I don't know. But it is a bit odd that this guy is out here, Stephen McDougal, is basically saying, yeah, I dropped her off. I dropped her off there. That's what he was saying. Now he's saying other things, and now you got police kind of going in 15 different directions. You heard it from the other Polk County sheriff as well. He said, hey, he's cooperating, but he's cooperating. So we're taking what he's saying and we're weeding through what we believe to be true and what we believe to be false. That says a lot. Then at the end of it, he says something about the Brotherhood, Aryan Nation. That tattoo he got on his left shoulder, right? Don't you think? Indeed. Okay. Now, trust me, we're going to be, and I'm wondering if there's any connection with that as well. Because, of course, I would ask that same doggone thing. I was asking that from the very beginning. What's up with that? Could there be some sort of connection? Could there be something more sinister and more disturbing going on here that we don't know about that has to do with a certain group of people? Maybe there is some sort of connection with this, with a group of people. Maybe there's not. Maybe there's not. But at the same time, you cannot ignore what he has tattooed all over his body. Okay? And some of these things are symbols of hate. You have got to be fully committed. That is a commitment to have that kind of stuff tattooed on your body. So I'm curious. As far as that goes, because there is a good possibility that he dropped her off at that particular area and then she gets picked up and taken somewhere else. Hence the reason why they're looking at a specific highway right now. It's something to think about. And of course, there are no wrong questions here. There's no such thing as a stupid question here, because anything's possible, right? Anything is possible in this situation. So let me see. I'm going to get this here, but there are a few things. There are a few other things I want to talk to you guys about before we go into before we rewatch this video, because of course this is one thing I will say. They are not sitting here saying, oh, this is a recovery. They are not saying anything like that at all either. They're not sitting here saying, oh, she gone and we believe that she has passed. They have not said anything of that sort. So when I look at that, or when I hear something about that, I see that, there's still hope, right? There is still hope with this situation. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to pull this thing this thing up. Hold on. But this thing wants to be a pain in the butt. Hold on. Sorry, guys. 2 seconds. Just trying to get something figured out. It'll be quick, I promise.
Attorney Shelley Sitton.
Okay. Try this here. And don't worry, I'm going to be getting to your super chats and all that here in just a second. I'm going to do that right now. Just getting these things done. Thank you so much, Dory. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being a member for the past 33 months. Again, thank you. Hey guys, so happy to continue being a member of the Pascalian fam. Thank you so much. And Jennifer Estrada, thank you so much for being a member for 19 months. Wow, I got lifers out here. I appreciate you guys. Sad case. After she is found, the next combo needs to be how did the P word live where a child lives exactly, but now isn't the time. But I can't wait for a response. Yeah, I would love to have that answered. I have so many questions in regards to that for sure. I'm still trying to still trying to understand things myself, how that even happens, etc. We're going to be talking about that very, very shortly. S-Dubs, thank you so much for the $5. I don't know if it's true, but grandma is said to have dementia. I've heard that story too. Don't know if it's true or not. I think that's just part of the rumor mill until I hear from the horse's mouth or from a family member themselves. I'm just going to keep that on. It's going to be on the table, but it's going to be off to the side. He should not have access to a vulnerable adult either. I agree. I completely agree. Vintage, thank you so much for being a member for the past 10 months. I appreciate it. Almost a whole year. It's telling taking time pretty much tells us they just don't want to say it. It's telling. I don't know. I don't know if it's telling, because here's the thing. There's a good possibility that she got picked up and was taken somewhere else. You also got to remember too, the guy that they have locked up right now in their possession, okay, could be saying a whole bunch of different things, saying as many things as he can to throw people off the beaten path completely. That could very well be the situation here. Him trying to say whatever he can so that maybe he can cut a deal. That's another possibility too. I mean, there's so many different things you have to put into play here and put into consideration here. So I don't know if it's a thing of, oh yeah, she's gone and they just don't want to tell the public that she's gone. No, they would have come out here and said, no, she's gone. Trust and believe they would have said that. You see what I'm saying? Without a shadow of a doubt, they would have come out and said, why waste taxpayer dollars on all this manpower and all this energy if they knew that she was gone? So I don't entirely agree with that, but at the same time, I'm quite curious. You know what I mean? I am quite curious about why this and this guy could just be a piece of work. He could just be an absolute a-hole willing to risk it all. If there is some sort of connection to some group, Brotherhood, whatever it may be, he may be sitting there going, I'm willing to take the fall because I ain't no snitch, but I'm going to keep them guessing and trying to figure out where she is, because the more time they spend scratching their heads, the further she can get away, right? The further they can get her away from wherever. You see what I'm saying? The more she can disappear out here in these streets, right? And it's really messed up. Another super chat. Thank you so much, S-Dubs, for the 2. Chad is asking if Dad was a member of Brotherhood too. I do not know. And that's a question I'd like to know as well, because let's be real. Okay? Let's be real. You got a guy who's you're willing to have this guy live, even if it's in an RV in the backyard. Okay? You got an RV in the backyard. This dude lives in the backyard, and you're telling me you did not once seen this guy wearing, having this tattoo on him. You don't know anything about this guy. I'm sorry. I call BS on that. And there could very well be a situation, because here it is. You don't say anything, you're part of the problem. You allowing that type of energy, those type of ideologies, that type of symbol in your daughter's face, clearly you're part of it. That's it. Because honestly, if this dude was like, I'm reformed, I changed my ways, I love all people, right? He would have gotten that tattoo covered up. He would have, or he would not be out here with that tattoo out here blazing out here in front of the kid. He'd be covered up all the time. In fact, let's not forget, remember the tattoo? Remember her tattooing allegedly him in a video? If he didn't give a damn about that symbol, he'd be like, hey, why don't you just make one big black diamond on my shoulder right here. Cover it up, honey, because I'm not a part of this life anymore. I'm reformed. I'm changed. I love all people. Peace on earth and goodwill to man. You know what I mean? Whatever it may be, right? So he's out here showing this stuff. He doesn't give a damn. So that kind of thought, those thoughts, those ideologies, that type of energy, that negative energy is right in front of that kid. And I'm sure it was influencing that kid too. Let's keep it a buck. You're telling me that the father doesn't know anything? Maybe the grandma doesn't know anything because of the dementia, allegedly. Maybe she does. I don't know. We don't know how these people roll. But I'm telling you right now, you're letting this dude be around your family and around your home with that kind of stuff, you're part of the problem too. Okay? All right? Hazy Days, yep. He is proud and clearly repping. Absolutely. I agree. Sorry. You ain't, nah. So, and I know, there's other people out here that'll, jump on their keyboards and sit there and trying to defend the dude. I don't know why you would, right? They didn't know, man. They knew for a fact what kind of dude this was. I miss me with that nonsense. And they allowed this around their child. And you also got to remember, and I get it. I said this on a show the other day. I think it was Saturday night. I'm like, how could even the mother, the biological mother, be cool with her daughter being around this kind of person? Now, I don't know anything about the mother. Okay, I don't know how she rolls. I don't know if she's on the side of those things as well. I don't know. What I do know is one thing to put into our minds. She has no control over her daughter. She has no say on who she can be around. She has no legal rights over her daughter. No, nothing. Right? So she's screwed. She's damned if she does, damned if she doesn't. Right? But then again, it makes you wonder. It makes you wonder if there's some sort of connection with all of them within these ideologies. Just saying that does not mean that this little girl doesn't deserve to be found safely. But all I'm saying is if they're all involved in this kind of way, which I hope it's not the case, we don't have any proof of that. All we know is about that guy, about McDougal, okay? But if it is that case, I hope that when she is found, and if she is found safe, she is taken somewhere safe in an environment that's filled with positivity, filled with love, and a lot of colorful faces. That's what I hope happens. And they change whatever things that have been programmed in her mind, if they have been programmed in her mind, she starts to unlearn those within the environments that she is put into. She is put in a place of love and positivity, because that kind of symbol, those ideologies are not positive. That's not positive vibes, guys. Those are dark forces, in my personal opinion. Okay. So, got a couple more. Charlie Murphy, thank you so much for the 5. Could the Papa have the vid? And that's why he isn't helping the police. I don't get it. Yeah, I don't get it either. But like I said, Charlie, I'm going to put that up. Here's the thing. This comment, good question. Where's the Papa at? But everyone deals with grief, anxiety, tragedies like this, nail-biting moments like this, differently. Some people get in front of the camera on microphones and start squawking. Some people just hide out and they're like, I am just too nervous. I'm going to chain smoke. I'm going to, stay in a dark room. And whenever the police tell me what they, if they need any help from me, I'm there. Or people are strapping up their boots and putting themselves out there in the middle of the thing, doing all the grunt work themselves, trying to find their loved one. I feel like it's every single person deals with it different, but it is interesting that we haven't even heard not even one peep, one statement from the father. But that could mean many different things. That could be an admission of guilt, but that admission of guilt could be like, I made a mistake by trusting this guy, believing that he was my friend. You see what I'm saying? Or it could be an admission of guilt. You see what I'm saying? So like I said, it's very wobbly, right? And the possibilities are endless. Kay, thank you so much for being and becoming a member. Thank you so very, very much. Again, Kay, thank you so much. Many blessings to you too. Thank you so much for the $5 super sticker. I really do appreciate that. Okay. So, but yes, I do feel it is a bit odd that father ain't out here talking or ain't out here doing nothing. But that could mean a multitude of different things. I leave that decision up to you guys, but it could mean many things. And I think we have to wait and see what 5-0 does. And then we can go all the way in. But I do find it weird. I've said it too. Where's the dad? Okay. Joshua is the father's name. I guess his nickname is Lucky. He goes by Lucky as a nickname. Maybe it's a family nickname or something. All right. Just so you know, his name is Joshua. Okay. In fact, I'll show it to you guys what I mean. Do I still have it? That is the question. Because he posted, he put up a post basically saying, have you seen my daughter? Where the heck is it? Yep, here it is. Joshua Cunningham. Splat out. Here it is. And this is what he posted. Okay. On the night that she went missing. Right? She's missing. Did not make it to the bus this morning. Contact me and police immediately with any information. And of course, he put a couple photos of his daughter. Okay. And again, he could very well be innocent, y'all. He could very well be innocent. He may not have not one thing to do with this situation except bad judgment, poor judgment, having the wrong type of people in your corner. Because again, you got a guy who is a piece of work. This individual is a real piece of work. Okay. And this is not somebody that I would instantly say, there it is. This is not somebody that I would instantly say I would want around my daughter, just to say. This is the photo I was trying to show you guys earlier, but clearly, this is not somebody that I instantly go, oh yeah, he's trustworthy. I know I'm judging a book by its cover, but I don't give a damn, especially when it comes to my own children, my family, etc. Oh, hell to no. My own mama. I'm living with my mama and I'm bringing this kind of guy around. Hell to the no. Well, I don't give a no. Why aren't they doing they like no background check on this mother lover? Didn't even check on nothing? Real talk. Come on, man. Look at her. Okay. You know, like I said, it's taters. That's what it looks like to me. All right. Taters. With his wayward eye. Just off. Sorry. Oh, and just so you guys know, this is the same dude that's been arrested. He's been detained on something completely different, unrelated to the missing case that we're looking at right now. This dude right here took a weapon of the sharp kind and attacked a man several times in August. And what's very interesting about this is that now they arrest him. 6 months later, they arrest his ass for what he did in August. Yeah. Taters did that. Yeah. Yeah. Just saying with I'm sorry, with the wayward eye. See, I wouldn't be roasting people, you know what I mean? Hell no. Okay? But this guy deserves it. All right? You know for a fact this man had his hand in making this little girl go missing. Okay? There's no way that he just drove up, right? He just drove up and just dropped her off. And then so, oh my gosh, another person took her. So you're telling me a person who is supposed to be a registered SO, by the way, he's supposed to be, all right? Several counts of enticing littles, okay? Drops her off in another, most likely another P word goes and picks her up. What are the odds of that? So she just happens to be swimming in a sea full of sharks, and one shark drops her off for another shark to take her. Does that make sense to you? And he's like, oh, I didn't know. Oh my gosh. Whoa. Oh my gosh. Who would have thunk? Are you kidding me? Make that make sense, y'all. Make that make sense. Come on. Make that make sense. You got me going like 15 octaves high right now. Come on, make that make sense. And then we're going to be watching that press conference again. But as you hear, he's just BSing, man. This dude is saying all kinds of stuff. You think this is a guy? Sorry. By the looks of this guy, do you really think he knows where he was going? He might have been going this way. He might have been going straight forward. That's the last joke on his eyes. But I'm serious. Taters. Come on. Look at the dude. Soak it in, guys. All right? I don't care. This guy's an a-hole. And I would have roasted him even, like, say he's not even connected to this whole thing, okay? Say that. Let's just say some odd situation is the situation that I mentioned already. That he's just a known dude who should have been a registered SO, and he just happens to drop her off, and then all hell breaks loose, and he's innocent from this situation. He is still being locked up right now for aggravated with a deadly weapon, because he took a knife to a person, another man. He is locked up for that right now. So he'd still get roasted by me because he already has a laundry list. He has a laundry list of stuff, y'all. A laundry list. All right? This is a very dangerous, terrible human being that should not constantly be pooped back out into the public. This is a literal, dangerous menace to society. I say it, I don't give a damn. You tell me after all the things that he's done, literally, it's like a scroll, okay, of offenses, of charges. He's been in and out of prison since 1998. Everything from being drunk, disorderly conduct to aggravated etc., and enticing littles. Multiple counts of that, by the way. Not even just two. Not just 2 counts. There's multiple counts of that. And this guy is still getting pooped out of here into society. So here's the thing, guys. Let me just pull this up because I want to share this with you guys. There's a comment that was made by allegedly a family member. Okay, I don't know if it's still up on Facebook anymore, but it was. I saw it and I was like, what? So I had to share with you guys. I want to share this with you guys really quick. I mean, we're going to look at this press conference again because I think it is very important. Okay. Now, one thing, I'm not going to try not to show this person's name, but this is a person that is a family member, okay, to the family. And let me just say this really quick. Before we jump into this, let's be real. Family over everything. I get it that the family is going through some things, and there's instantly going to be a lot of judgment because of the guy that this guy is, right? Instantly. Now, I'm not trying to take sides. All I'm saying is I do understand family feeling obligated, feeling moved to jump into the group chat and say, back off. Shut the F up, back off. Leave my family alone. You know what I mean? Leave Brittany alone. I get that piece. Okay, I get it, y'all. I get it. But I don't know about this one so much. Sometimes you just need to stay back and not say anything and not jump onto your QWERTY keyboard or on your phone and start saying stuff. I just think certain things you just need to stop and not say anything. Because what the writing on the wall says, everyone is saying the same thing, unless you are for the Brotherhood, which I bid you Godspeed. Okay. Welcome to a life of sadness and loneliness for you. But I want to share this with you guys. All right. Let me just share this with you guys. And Tina, yes. Pascal, this dude is flat out a serpent. Absolutely a devil, no God. I know you didn't say it like that, Tina, but I felt that in my bones. You know what I mean? Like I'm one of those, snake oil salesman preacher. You know what I mean? You know, on that soapbox, I said, God. Yeah, I agree. This guy's the devil. But let's continue. All right. Let's get into this. This is from a family member, okay? Says, I am so tired of all the lies and horrible things being said about my family. Got so bad, I was actually believing it there for a minute. And in parentheses, which is why I said they should be held responsible in a previous post, because I was hearing everyone say they knew okay. I was hearing everyone say they knew. That was until I spoke with my brother and learned the truth. Okay. So I'm going to clear a couple things up. No. My sister, okay, was not in a relationship with Stephen. Now, one thing I will say, it's incredibly important. I do agree. You're putting out information, the sister, the mother of Audrii, put out screenshots of a conversation between her and Stephen. There was a lot of people that were wondering, well, what happened in the conversations before? You know, what can you show us screenshots of the conversation beforehand, which from my understanding have never been revealed or shown to anybody. There are also audio and video logs that you see in there as well. Like they have had conversations in the past. Okay, so I understand people out here, all of us armchair, detectives, social media sleuths out here are all speculating and piecing things together, and also I feel asking the right questions. Like, do they know each other? Do they really know each other or no? But one thing I do think that's really important, Stephen did say in a text during that conversation, he did say, well, if I was trying to smash, if I was trying to hook up with you, if I was trying to F, I would have hit you up and said, let's F. That's not what I'm here for. I'm trying to connect you and your daughter. Remember that. So he even clarifies, I'm not trying to smash. That would have already been happened. I would have already slid in the DMs and said, what's up? So that part, okay. For me, I look at that and I say, maybe that is true. I just got to take that at face value, right? But let's continue, okay? So she says, this is according to the sister, all right, says, my sister was not in a relationship with Stephen. He did not live inside. He lived on the property. Now, that's important information, too. He lives in an RV down by the river. No, he just lives in an RV in the backyard, okay, of Audrey's dad and Audrey's grandmother's house, okay? That's important to understand as well. Now that we know that, but still, I'm sure he still had access to go in and out of that property or in and out of that house. Clearly, he's just in the backyard of this, from a 11-year-old girl's home. Let's be completely real. Let's keep that a buck. Okay, that's some dangerous stuff. All right. Now, he did not live inside the house. He lived on the property. Nobody in the house was aware of his prior charges. What? You're telling me you got a dude here, taters, looking like that, showing up, being how he is. You're not for once going, what's his story? He's living on your property. He's obviously paying some sort of rent, maybe a lot rent or something of that sort. He's paying maybe 150, maybe $100, maybe whatever they whatever they have set up. He may even be living there for free in the backyard. I don't know, but you're telling me that taters ain't suspicious to you? You're not going to ask? What's his story? Because he looks like he's killed a guy or two. I'm sorry, doesn't he? Doesn't he, though? Doesn't he, though? I'm just saying he looks like he's dangerous. Okay. And I don't know about you, but I'm looking his ass up. For real. Let's move on. So I see that's complete bull. Okay. Sorry. I don't agree with that. Okay. So nobody, I'm going to go back to what she said here, backing up a little bit. Nobody in the house was aware of his prior charges, which I find to be unbelievably asinine in my personal opinion. They didn't find out until the cops came out to make the report. He knew how to play the part and fooled everyone. Oh my God. But you hear this stuff and it makes you wonder, mother lover, I'm telling you right now, this dude had tattoos on his body. There are photos and screenshots showing him out here taking vacays with the family. Yes, they went vacay. Yes, they vacate, everybody. You didn't see nothing about this dude that looked a little suspicious? Like not once. He was just one big cuddly wuddly teddy bear. Come on, man. Sorry, but no. Okay. He knew how to play the part and fooled everyone. Okay, cool. Sure. He was probably just whatever he needed to do. Right? Oh, taters, you broke your sink. Your sink ain't working, honey. I'll fix it for you. Taters. Sure. Oh, you're such a great guy. You're handy. When Joshua ain't here, we just appreciate you so much. God bless you. Anything you need, man. I got you. Okay, cool. Cool. But you didn't see how he operated out here in these streets? You didn't see any of his friends show up? on your property to go and hang out in his RV? You didn't see how he rolled out here, babies? Come on, man. My sister and nephew love Audrii. She is not a monster. She has a big heart. She made a bad judgment call is all. If anything, the justice system failed everyone. Yeah, but no, at the same time. We could look at the parents too. I'm sorry. It's not only just the justice system, because the justice system is jacked up. He's been pooped out of here more than anyone on a laxative. Okay? Just keeping it real. And he shouldn't be out here in the public. Real talk. But you still got parental units allowing this kind of monster in their backyard and in their home. You're literally letting the big bad wolf full access to the house. No. And sure, I get it. She has no rights over her daughter. No legal guardianship, no custody over her daughter. So I get it. I'm sure she has a big heart. I'm sure she's made bad judgment calls in her past. Hence the reason why she does not have custody over her child. Do you realize, ladies and germs, let me tell you something. In most states, it takes a lot. It takes a lot for a mother to not have full custody over their child. If that kid goes over to the father, that says a lot. No disrespect to the mom, to Audrii's mom. But maybe in the past, there was something that happened where she was not fit to have full custody over her child. Or, as some other people will say, the system, the judge was on his side and not on mine and blah, blah, blah. I get all that part, but there must have been some sort of smoking gun evidence that was very damning for your reputation and your ability to properly take care of said child. Now, that could have been addiction. That could have been a multitude of different things. It could be also the environment in which she lives in, right? It could have been the man that she was with at the time, or lack of home that she had. God only knows. And they said they sided with the father. Why? Maybe because he was living with his mother at the time. I don't know the whole story. But it takes a lot for a judge to sit there and sign away custody to the pawpaw. 99.9% of the time, it's always the woman, the mother, that wins. So the fact that she didn't win in that situation, that she didn't get custody, not even a little bit of custody over her child, says a lot. But then again, we're not here to talk about her custody or lack thereof. We're here to talk about this young girl and the fact that she has gone missing. And the thing is it doesn't sound like the father is any better either. They allowed a big bad wolf on their premises. That guy was going in and out of that house. You know that for a fact. And they didn't not once check on his background. They didn't check at all to see that he had prior charges, that his prior charges are so damning and so disturbing that I would have kicked him. I would have, even if he moved in there and he set up everything, he anchored his RV down, everything set. He got his barbecue pit outside on his little grill outside of the front door. You know what I mean? He ready to live his life like it's golden. Even after he got all that comfortable, and I found out even a month, even a day later, that he had a very violent past. I got 5-0 rolling up with me, and I'm saying, I'm booting your ass off my property. I don't want nothing to do with you, and I don't want you anywhere near my daughter. And this is about the safety of not only just myself, this is for my family too. All due respect, brother, whatever. I don't give a damn. You're going to have to find some other place to park your RV. I'm sorry. Forget our deal. You got to go. That's it. But that man's background check should have been enough. Should have been enough. So it does make you wonder, were these people, could the families or have some association with it? With the, the hood, the Brotherhood. There's a good possibility. There's a good possibility. But is there a connection to this? Is this what is this the reason why she's gone? That she that she's missing right now? We don't know. But they did say something in here that I thought, was interesting. So we're going to go back into this piece again. Because I want to share with you guys again. We're going to watch this again. I will be hopping in and out of this, of course, again. Well, I will be in and out of this. Okay. But I wanted you guys to hear this too, because this is all information, the information that is crucial. Again, they mentioned about a highway. They mentioned about him actually cooperating to a certain extent and going. Actually, they said that he was going to certain places, that he was actually physically at locations. But it does make you wonder, is he just saying these things to throw people off in ish? Is he really just saying this to be cooperative? Or is he just trying to throw them off so that whoever has her, if there's somebody who has her, can get her further away? And this is the moment where I'm looking at, like, they should be looking at the borders. I'm not even saying the border of Mexico. I'm talking about others, other borders of other states, etc. Because this person could be out here gone. They could, man, at this time, they probably, this is Houston. So, man, they probably are already they could be in Florida right now. They could be somewhere completely different right now, guys. This person, if there is a person who actually has her, could very well be in a completely different state. And maybe that's why FBI is getting more involved right now. It's just something to think about. But let me share with you guys again. We're going to watch this again. I'm going to be hopping in and out of this, okay? Just fair heads up. Kelly Joe Long just said, good point. Thank you. I try out here, Stop. Thank you. Stop. You don't have to clap for me. Come on. I'm just here for the entertainment, the information. I appreciate it, though. Okay. But let's get into this, okay? It's pretty quiet.
Are following active leads based on tips and evidence that we have gathered. The video.
Actually, you know what? Hold on. False alarm, guys. Hold on. Let me see if I can do something here. Let me see if I can get a better one. Just one last attempt. Son of a gun. Nope. This is going to be as good as it gets, guys. Unfortunately. All right. Don't forget to hit that like button down below, please and thank you. All right. Soybean, thank you so much for being a member for the past 8 months. Pascal got the best reliable info. Thank you so much. Support channel. Become a member and hit that like button. Thank you so much. Yes, Soy. Just like Soy. Hit that like button down below. Become a member. Okay, become a member. Support the channel if you can. That'd be greatly appreciated. Please and thank you. I try out here. It's hard out here for a man who tells the news. It's not a pimp. Because I'm not pimping the news, right? But it is hard out here for a man who tells the news. Okay, so show some support. Hit that join button down below. Become a member. Hit that like button down below, please and thank you. Check out PascalMerch.com. Let's get into it.
Submitted to investigators by the community have been very helpful. We're looking for and asking the public's help for additional video on FM 3126 that shows the highway. This video would have been on Thursday, February 15th between 6:30 a.m. and 8 a.m. So again, that's video from FM 3126 on Thursday, February 15th, between 6:30 a.m. and 8 a.m. that shows the highway.
I'm going to roll that back again because this part is very, I think, crucial. Obviously, they're emphasizing on this because I think it's a really big deal. And this is as loud as I can get it, guys. I'm sorry. I got my fader all the way up. Okay. All the way up right now. So this is as loud as it gets, unfortunately. I was trying to see if I can find a better version of it, a louder version, but I haven't found anything as of yet. In fact, we're gonna pause for a second, okay? I am so sorry, guys, because I know some of you guys like can't hear. And I totally understand. So let me just see what I can make happen here in just a moment. Oh, there might be a better one here. See, patience is an amazing thing, isn't it? You know what I mean? You know, sometimes if you just wait, it just falls right in your lap. You know what I mean? Okay. Let's see what they got. Yeah. Oh, much better. Much better.
Good afternoon.
There
My
we
name is
go.
Lieutenant Craig Cummings, Texas Department of Public Safety. Today we're here to provide some updates on the search for 11-year-old Audrii Cunningham, who went missing on Thursday of last week. I'm also joined by Polk County Sheriff Byron Lyons and Polk County District Attorney Shelley Sitton. I want to say that investigators are following active leads based on tips and evidence that we have gathered. The videos submitted to investigators by the community have been very helpful. We're looking for and asking the public's help for additional video on FM 3126 that
3126. I don't know why I had 360. FM 360. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. So it is 3126. FM 3126. I don't know why I have FM 360. I apologize. But let me make sure I got that correct. Okay. FM 3126. Again, FM 3126. I don't know why it sounds like I'm doing bingo. You know what I'm like? B26. But yeah. Okay. Just so you guys. Okay. Just so you guys know.
shows the highway. This video would have been on Thursday, February 15th, between 6:30 a.m. and 8 a.m.
There we go.
So again, that's video from FM 3126 on Thursday, February 15th, between 6:30 a.m. and 8 a.m. that shows the highway. I also want to announce the Polk County Crime Stoppers Reward has been increased to $10,000 for information leading to the arrest and prosecution of the person responsible for Audrii's disappearance. We are asking the public, based on the evidence that we have been getting right now, to stay away from Scenic Loop FM 3277 unless you have a need to be there. That is a potential point of interest in this investigation. We've had a lot of people driving down there. Please stay away. Let the investigators do what they are doing and our volunteers what they are doing so that we can bring Audrii home.
Interesting that he said all that too. And I'm going to roll that back in a second. But he said something more. So there's another spot that I'm going to repeat because I don't want to say it out loud and be like, 229.57 and it be something completely different. Okay. But he did say that there's a point of interest at this specific area. And apparently people are, nosy mother lovers out here are trying to get out there and get shots. Let's be real. There's a lot of people that are down there that are a lot of content creators are in that area. They're covering a lot of stuff. Maybe they're catching wind on things a lot sooner than the general public, even some 5-0, and just trying to get front row seats on the search. But let me play that again because he's like, people are kind of showing up. Y'all need to back off and let them do their job. Okay.
Yeah. So again, that's video from FM 3126 on Thursday, February 15th, between 6:30 a.m. and 8 a.m. that shows the highway.
Mm-hmm.
I also want to announce the Polk County Crime Stoppers Reward has been increased to $10,000 for information leading to the arrest and prosecution of the person responsible for Audrii's disappearance.
Now, what's interesting, this part is very interesting as well. I'm wondering what the 50 actually know, because they're sitting here saying, "Hey, we are offering $10,000 on anyone that knows anything more, not only just about Audrey's disappearance, but also the person that may have her as well." So somebody could literally be on this out here in these wilderness streets with her. That could very well be what it is. If they've been combing the lake and doing everything they can to find her in there, and they haven't found nothing, man, I know that's a big lake, but I'm just saying possibilities are endless here. Unless this mother lover of taters is out here making him go on a wild goose chase. That's a possibility too. You never know.
We are asking the public, based on the evidence that we have been getting right now, to stay away from Scenic Loop FM 3277 unless you have.
Rolling that back one more time.
We are asking the public, based on the evidence that we have been getting right now, to stay away from Scenic Loop FM 3277 unless you have a need to be there. That is a potential point of interest in this investigation. We've had a lot of people driving down there.
Interesting. FM 3277. So apparently he's saying this, it's a point of interest. And apparently there's been a lot of people, or there's been a lot of activity in that particular area. And that could also just be him saying 50 is over there doing what they need to do. That could be it too. But at the same time, other people are obviously watching and making content and live streaming from areas, etc. I know Grizzy Hood News is one of the people that's out there out there as well. There's a bunch of other YouTubers as well that are in the area covering a bunch of this as well. Which, again, hey, more power to you. Just give space for the investigation, right?
Please stay away. Let the investigators do what they are doing, and our volunteers what they are doing, so that we can bring Audrey home. We also want to say that we're thankful for the Polk County District Attorney's Office for their continued legal advice as they provide that to investigators in this continued search for Audrey. The investigators have given McDougal, who was arrested Friday on an unrelated charge, several opportunities to cooperate, and we remain hopeful that he will begin helping in this case. Now, we also want to address some rumors that have been circulating. McDougal is not required to register as a sex offender.
That is trash. Okay, I'm just going to say that really quick. Like, he is not required to register as an SO. What? Okay. It's just, yeah.
We would refer you to the various counties that prosecuted McDougal for inquiries regarding his criminal history.
Blah.
And we also want to say that McDougal resides in a camper behind the residence where Audrey lives with her father, grandparents, and other family. The family does have a relationship with McDougal. And with that, I want to turn it over to Polk County Sheriff Byron Lyons for some remarks for him before we open it up for questions.
Okay. Now, all the stuff that we heard here, okay, very crucial stuff, in my personal opinion. Very, very crucial stuff. Because they're looking at FM 3126 and FM 3277. Okay. Those are points of interest that they're looking at. Specifically, they're asking if anybody is driven down 3126, FM 3126, and happened to film anything, saw anything awkward, anything of that sort. Dash cam video, etc. Van lifers that were vlogging, TikToks, Snapchats, any of those things, please send them their way. Okay. But of course, they're saying, hey, there's a point of interest at FM 3277. We are doing whatever we can over in that area, but please back off. Give us space. If you can go somewhere else, take another route instead of going there, that would be fantastic and extremely helpful for us. Right? So those are big. And as this also says, remember, completely different areas now. This is not just the lake anymore. Completely different areas now. Now, one thing I don't know, because I'm not a Texan, okay? You don't see me with the 10-gallon hat. You don't see me, with the. You don't see me wearing the cowboy hat and going, well, ma'am, well. You don't hear me doing that. So I'm not a Texan. No disrespect to any Texans. Shout out to my Texans out there. Okay, it's all for comedy. But at the same time, I don't know what FM means. I don't. I know some people were like, what does that mean? I don't know what it means. Okay. And hopefully we can get some clarity on that. Somebody in the chat will tell us. Okay. But to me, it's just, I feel like it's just another, like an interstate or a road of some sort. Okay. Oh, that's what's up. From Madeline and from Kelly. Farm to market roads, like a country road. Country road, right? And that's a song. But anyway, interesting. Okay. Farm to market road. Interesting. I didn't know that. That's good to know. So if anybody was on those specific roads, definitely, and you saw anything or have any footage, look through that footage as soon as possible. Okay? Your Snapchats, your IG stories, your what have you. Okay? Check those things out. Okay? Thank you everybody for clarifying all that. Okay? So FM 3126, FM 3277. Please go check those things out. Okay? All right. But that also says that is not a lake. Last I checked, those are roads. That's dry. Right? That's not a lake. So why are they looking over there? To me, it means they're getting information, but maybe they're getting it in fragments. That's what I think. But let's continue. Also, they also have said they do feel that this young girl could still very well be alive and well. That's huge as well, right? I'm hopeful that they are right. I'm hopeful. But this has been days now. And you know how they say, like, you only get 48 hours or whatever the hell they say whenever somebody is missing. And the first 48 are extremely crucial. It's been days now, guys. Where could this young girl be?
Good afternoon. Since Audrii was reported missing, we have been working with investigators and volunteers, doing everything we can to bring Audrii home. Unfortunately, I've had bronchitis and it has impacted my ability to speak. So that is why I want to say first, thank you to the Department of Public Safety and to the FBI for assisting me with the social media and my media briefings. I also want to take a moment to thank all the investigators and the volunteers and members of the community who are working to bring Audrii home. The outpouring of support from the tips and from the videos and the donations of food and water has just been inspiring. As a community, as a county, as a state and a nation, the search for Audrii has brought out some of the most exceptional people that I have come to know. I have been in contact with the family, and they want everybody to know that they thank you and they appreciate all the prayers and how you've kept Audrii and them in your hearts. And they just ask that you continue to pray for them and Audrii's being able to bring her home. And I'd like to say thank you to everyone who has helped in this case. Any other questions?
Now that you're looking for where Nicholas' vehicle was the morning that Audrii disappeared, are you able to confirm that he was the last person seen and you were told that he was entering the bus stop from that?
He was supposed to be taking her to the dropping off at the bus stop, and we do feel at this point that he was the last person who seen Audrii.
Did you do that regularly? Did you take her to the bus stop every day? Was that something that he routinely did?
There has been information found that there were some occasions that he did drop her off at the bus stop or even take her to school if she missed the bus.
Which, yeah. He was known for dropping her off. So this wasn't some random act where he just, hey, I'll drop her off today randomly. He has done this in the past. A question I have in my mind is, was that him plotting this entire time? Let me set a relationship. Let me set up a pattern so that when she does go missing, when I do whatever I do, like handing her off to somebody else, or if he made her disappear, okay, for lack of a better term, he has a little bit of like, hey, I've dropped her off many times before. This is what I've done all the time. This is nothing new. You see what I'm saying? In other words, he's working the family. He's working that trust into the family so that when it's time to go and make that move, he can make that move. Right?
There's rumors flying about that McDougal has confessed. Would you address that rumor?
McDougal has not confessed. He has
Has
been
not.
talking with some of the investigators, but at this point in time, he has not confessed.
He has not confessed. That is a big thing. I know everybody out here has been saying out here in these streets, oh yeah, he was confessing himself. Hell no, he hasn't confessed. Trust me, if he confessed, they would have come up here and said there's been full cooperation with this person of interest. He has given us a full confession. He told us where she is. Now we're just in the middle of trying to find exactly where she is. You see what I'm saying? Like, trust. This would have been a wrap a long time ago. Also, if he was cooperating, guys, they wouldn't be they wouldn't be looking at a lake, FM 3126 and FM 3277 all at the same damn time. Trust. They'd be in one spot and one spot only, and that's it. But now they're looking in 3 different locations right now. Let's be real. This dude ain't helping. Okay, he ain't cooperating, and he most definitely has not confessed.
That scene of interest that you're asking the public to stay away from, can you expand on that? What was found there? What led you there? Why are you asking the public to stay away?
And that's kind of why one of the reasons that we're asking for the videos. We're trying to piece together a timeline of where he's been and the travel that he took, the roadways that he took. So this area is just one that's in particular that we can say that we know that he was in. And so we're making sure that we do extensive search of those areas. But the problem is that when we have a lot, and I know that people are concerned and people want to help, but a lot of time when we bring too many people into an area, it hinders our efforts in being able to try to find and locate evidence.
Do you guys know if that was Audrey's backpack that was found near the dam?
We feel strongly today that backpack that was found is a high probability that it's going to be Audrey's.
But it has not been confirmed. High probability that it is her backpack, but it hasn't been confirmed. And I think that's big. Brad said, thank you so much for the comment. He lawyered up, I heard. If he has, I mean, here it is, though. I mean, no matter what, I think him guilty as F, okay? Him guilty as F. But the fact that he's lawyering up does say something interesting to me. Now, could that mean he's working on a deal? I think that could be what it is. 2, it could just be a motion on what he needs to do, because right now he's being looked at for attacking a man. Okay. I mean, that's, if he does say that, and if he did say that in this press conference, I don't remember him saying it. I'm sure we're about to hear it, but like I said, if he did, that's kind of standard procedure. Okay. Same thing with Jordan Willis in Kansas City. I mean, he lawyered up pretty damn quick. Is that an admission of guilt? No, it doesn't necessarily mean that, though. You know what I mean? And Trail Boss on Twitch, thank you so much. FM 3226 or 3126, I'm sorry, and FM 3277 are real close to each other. That's important. That's good to know too. So I mean, at least it's not all over. You know what I mean? At least it's not all over the place, right? Not too all over the place, but interesting that they're looking at those specific locations. But they have yet to say anything about a shoe being found. They said that they found several other items the other day, but I'm wondering if they have confirmed that being of Audrey's. But let's continue.
There's a lot of water around her home. This ethic called the criminal investigation and the foul play suspected. Could you expand on that? What crime is being investigated specifically, and to expand on the
yes, we do feel as though we are investigating a criminal investigation. And at this point in time, as we conduct our investigation, we are not leaving out or adding in any just charges. We are investigating the evidence as if any, if we find any, and then we'll let that be determined, once we get all the evidence put together on what charges, if any, will be filed.
McDougal's 07 charge, 08 conviction for enticing a minor with intent to commit a felony out of Brotherhood County. The case information publicly accessible over the weekend and on a holiday is very limited on that. Was that felony intended a sex crime?
And be honest with you, I don't know. I can't answer that right now because it's in another county. The only thing that I've been able to find out that it was not something that they were able to require him to register for as a sex offender.
I don't get it. I don't get it, especially with the countless offenses that have to do with littles. I just don't get it. That part I don't fully get.
McDougal to the dam or the Trinity River since he's been arrested?
There have been some occasions where, on one occasion where we have taken McDougal, that he agreed to work with us and has taken us to certain locations.
She lives around water. Have you checked the water rapid house? I was going to ask about the email that was sent to parents on Friday, letting them know about the disappearance and letting them know and asking them to provide video that you're talking about. That email says that we can ask parents to look for video starting at 3 a.m. on Thursday. Is there a possibility that Audrii Cunningham could have disappeared sooner, before the 7 a.m., which was the time that she was reported?
Very good question.
And see, one of the things in our investigation, when we conduct investigation, we want to make sure that we try to capture a good timeline. So even if we're looking at a projected time, say if it's 7, we still want to go to back up, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, because we want to know exactly what the individual or suspects may have been doing up until that point. Someone asked about water around the house.
Hold on. I'm rolling that back because that was a damn good question. I think that was a very, very good question. Because she asked, is there any telling on the timeline of maybe something happened to her before 7 a.m.? You see what I'm saying? Which is a good question because it's the same thing when it came to those text messages or those Facebook Messenger DMs that he had between him and Audrey's mother, Cassie. Those are all really good questions because I was wondering the same thing. Did he do something to her? Was she, if she was moved somewhere, if she was handed off somewhere to somebody else beforehand, and then he was like, oh, I need to set this up so it doesn't go and get pinned on me. People will start looking at Audrey's mom instead of me, kind of thing. It's very interesting, right? It does make you wonder, was there a crime that was committed before the DMs happened? You see what I'm saying? But let me just play that.
To look for video starting at 3 a.m. on Thursday. Is there a possibility that Audrii Cunningham could have disappeared sooner, before the 7 a.m., which was the time that she was reported?
No. And see, one of the things in our investigation, when we conduct investigation, we want to make sure that we try to capture a good timeline. So even if we're looking at a projected time, say if it's 7, we still want to go to back up, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, because we want to know exactly what the individual or suspects may have been doing up until that point. Someone asked about water around the house.
Around the house. Has that area been searched?
That was the first area on the night that she was reported missing. Volunteers came together with law enforcement. That was the first area the subdivision searched. No. Let me take that. 6:45. 6:45 is when we felt like she went missing.
6:45. So they're saying that she, and of course, there's allegedly there's photos out here showing like I guess there's some sort of security cameras or something like that showing the actual bus stop where she was supposed to be at 7 a.m. and she wasn't there, allegedly. Now they're saying that 6:45 was the last time she was actually seen. So the fact that she wasn't even dropped off at 7 a.m. says a lot. And of course, the last person to see her is the dude who's locked up right now. I mean, you know, as we said before, if it looks like a duck and squawks like a duck, then yeah.
Do you believe that Audrey is still alive?
I'm hoping and praying that she's still alive. I am not giving up hope that we'll be able to bring Audrey home. So, yes, I am hoping that she yet is still alive. And we're going to work just as hard to make sure that we do everything that we can to try to bring her home.
Sheriff, is there any other person of interest in this case?
Okay, we got a couple questions at a time.
We do believe cooperative, if we keep with investigators, we're not talking.
When you say is he being cooperative, I think that Mr. McDougal, he is what he's doing.
Here we go.
On occasions, he will, and I use that word cooperate lightly, but he is somewhat, working and talking with the investigators. But we are very cautious on the information that he's giving.
Like I said, as I said earlier, he is cooperating, and he's saying that term loosely, and he's just putting in information. Oh yeah, I remember doing this, and she was last it was over here. Oh, I took her over there, and then she was here. I think. You see what I'm saying? Like, nah, bro, nah. And understandably, they're being very selective on the information that they're getting from this guy, because I'm sure this guy's not all right in the head. And I do think that he's given them the runaround. That's what I think.
Are you guys able to count on GPS?
Of interest in this case?
I will say this, that there are, at this point, Mr. McDougal is our main person of interest, but we are not ruling out anyone else who may be or involved or may not be involved. We are not just honing in on just this one individual. We're making sure that we're covering all stones.
Do you anticipate charges being filed in connection to this case anytime soon?
I anticipate that if the evidence presents itself that proves that Mr. McDougal has committed an offense or crime, that charges will be filed in him in Polk County. So in speaking with the Rangers, we're just asking them, hey, take us to where in any places that you think or where you may have been. And so he has done that on one occasion.
Once.
Okay, and kind of like I addressed in my opening statement, is that I am so grateful for those who have came out and volunteered, raised their hands to want to participate. And yes, the volunteers have been great and have been very valuable to us. But one of the things that we have to do is that we have to limit, and we have to make sure that we don't overdo it. Because remember, we are yet still, while we try to bring Audrey home, we are yet still making sure that if there's evidence or if there's anything that we need to capture or anything that we need to be able to retain, we want to make sure that we don't have so many people that we damage or destroy evidence at the time. So the way we are today, we had the volunteers meeting over at Tigerville Park. And then as we needed them, we would send an officer over to get those folks and then take them into an area to help search.
Hold on, let me pause this really quick. Maggie, thank you so much for the comment here. If this is true, the mom also said, is also in the Facebook group, and she says she's taking 3 polygraph tests. Where the heck is that? Now, I'm wondering if that is actually true. I'm wondering if that's even true. And now, I'm not sitting here saying that Maggie is not telling the truth, but I'm wondering if that is true. The fact that she is, that she's been willing to do any type of polygraph test, especially 3 of them. Now, the thing is, to me, I really don't think that the mom has anything to do with this. I really don't. I think the mom, the only thing that she messed up on was responding to this guy saying, hey, I'm willing to see my daughter, behind the court's back, behind, without her daddy knowing, etc. That's the mess up. She just wanted to be with her daughter and get some time to it sounds like, explain her side of things, right? That's okay to a certain extent, because obviously you don't want to do that against the law, because then that could really screw you up even more, right? But that was where the mess up was made. That's her mess up. But I don't think she has her hand in the missing part of this. But then again, you never know. I mean, everyone's a suspect in this situation. Everyone is. There's still a possibility of people being connected to her disappearance. Sometimes the wildest thing could really be the thing. So I just say, hey, okay, she's taking polygraph tests. Great. Fantastic. She's being very, very vulnerable, very open, and letting people know, hey, I have nothing to do with this, and here's the proof. All we can do is sit and wait and see if there's anything more, right? But then again, at the same time, there's only certain things that we've seen, and this is LA. Exactly. That's the one thing I'm still trying to figure out. When did the conversations start? How long ago did the conversations between her and this piece of work, McDougal, when did all that stuff start? How long ago did it start? Did it happen that morning? I'm just saying, it just doesn't make sense, guys. It's just not mathing. I'm wondering why the conversations happened the way that they did. And why would he, of all people, slide into the group chat in between him and why would he, between her and the baby daddy? I just don't get it. McDougal has nothing to do with any of that. That ain't his business. So that doesn't make sense. Our whip said 6 months they were talking. See, but that's weird. Why were they talking for 6 months? That's weird, man. Why would you be talking? No, man, I ain't with it. That's still weird to me. Doesn't mean that it's not an admission of wrongdoing, but it is a little bit weird that you're talking to the guy for 6 months before the disappearance of your own daughter. And he has nothing to do with your child and whether you can see or can't see said child. So that doesn't make any sense. But let me finish this.
At this time right now, we don't want to share locations that he's taken us to, other than to say that there are multiple places of interest that we have gone to and have made searches, and I'm sure before this day is out, we'll be searching those locations.
Because he did not find something, you provide more context on why you find some of those places. What is he saying when he takes you there? Just, oh, this is where we drove, or?
And really, when it comes down to it, I wasn't there with those officers, and so I can't answer to exactly what was just said, other than these are just places that he instructed them to go.
Has McDougal made a claim that he dropped her off at the school bus?
No.
Was something recovered, Sheriff, from those locations? Is that where the backpack was found or other items were found?
The only thing at this point in time right now that I can speak to for sure is going to be that backpack.
That's it.
And that's the thing, is that we have to just continue to work all the leads that he's presenting to us. Whether or not they're false or not, it depends upon how it works out and how the investigators are able to put those pieces together.
One thing I do want to point out, Christy just said this. He was trying to set her up, in my honest opinion, or in my opinion. You know what? Let me just say this. He could have been plotting for 6 months. That could very well be what the situation is here. He could have been plotting for 6 months. He probably knew that that he had a prospect, that he had a target. It was going to be little Audrii. And maybe he just started doing the brooming. I can't even say that word, unfortunately, guys. but you know what I mean by brooming, okay? You know what I mean, okay? But he probably started setting up, the foundation of trust, etc., throughout those 6 months. Then it was time to pounce. And then he started kind of going, okay, I'm going to try to set it up so you guys can meet. You guys can get together and you guys can chop it up. And I could bring you guys together. I could be the hero, right? 6 months in the making, possibly. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Are you guys able to count with cell phone records, maybe like where he could be?
We are working with every tool made available to us, whether it be cell phone, whether it be video, which has been an awesome tool for us. We are using every tool made available to us to try to piece together a window or a picture of where he may have gone.
That sucks.
I'm sorry, repeat that.
Just to clarify, is he acknowledging that she never actually made it to the bus stop?
At this time right now, he has not acknowledged that, whether or not she's made it, whether or not he dropped her off or she made it to the bus stop or not.
I mean, it's so annoying because they're saying, it doesn't look like she made it to the bus stop. But then they're also sitting here saying he hasn't confirmed or denied about her being dropped off at the bus stop. So it's like, okay, you need to get something clear from him, or you need footage to clarify that so that you don't have that confusion anymore. You see what I'm saying?
Been leaving the house with her?
Yes.
Can you clarify that location where you're telling people to stay away from? It's called the scenic route, is the name of it, where it is?
It's off of the scenic loop. It's well, let me say this. It's in the scenic loop area there near Tigersville Park. If I say on national television, don't go to this specific location,
everybody's going to go to that location.
Kind of defeat my purpose. But I am saying that there are officers that's in the area who are instructing people or directing people away from those areas. Please work with those officers.
Okay.
If they ask you to turn around or they ask you to go into another location while they would search those areas.
Sheriff, you mentioned that he admits to leaving with Audrii Cunningham, and now we know she's missing. What else do you need to charge him for a crime? Is the child is nowhere to be found?
Well, our thing is, and the district attorneys here, one of the things that we must do is that we must not jump to conclusions. We want to make sure that we take all the evidence that we have collected. Yes, he may have been the last person with her, and yes, she is missing at this time. But we want to make sure that whatever evidence that we collect and that we place on an affidavit today is going to be something that's going to hold up in the court later. It does us no good to prematurely charge him now, and then 3-4 months from now it get tossed out of court because we were moving too fast. So I ask you, please understand as we work carefully through this, because Audrii deserves this. She deserves us taking our time. She deserves us making sure that we do it right. She deserves to have her voice to be heard. And I want to make sure that we do that and we do it the right way.
Sheriff, one of the cell phone techniques is called geo-tracking. One of the cell phone techniques is called geo-tracking. Are y'all using geo-tracking?
I will say this. We are using every tool made available to us to be able to work cell phones and videos and video to be able to try to track his movements that morning.
Has any other person of interest come to fruition, and have they been eliminated?
There have been other persons that we have certainly have looked at, and at this point in time, we're not ruling anyone out. At this point, it's an active investigation, and everybody's going to be looked at. Everybody's going to be maintained until we can definitely say for sure either you are or you're not a party to this investigation.
What are the details about the aggravated assault charge that he's currently in jail for? Can you expand on that?
The details, what I can go to in on that was it was an aggravated assault that took place August, I believe, and that in that investigation there were some during that investigation there was some circumstances that took place that would not allow us to be able to arrest him at that time, and he would not cooperate, would not basically lawyer it up, would not talk with the investigators. But on I think Saturday, Friday night, whichever night he was arrested, he did make the statement to that offense,
You see?
which at that point in time he was arrested for.
So interesting. He wasn't willing to cooperate. He lawyered up. Then suddenly he started cooperating. And that's a little bit odd, right? But let me roll that back a little bit. And I don't know if the audio is off, then you might have to refresh your feed just so you guys know. But let me roll that back just a little bit because he said a lot right there.
The details, what I can go to in on that was it was an aggravated assault that took place August, I believe, and that in that investigation there were some during that investigation there was some circumstances that took place that would not allow us to be able to arrest him at that time, and he would not cooperate, would not basically lawyer up, would not talk with the investigators. But on I think Saturday, Friday night, whichever night he was arrested, he did make the statement to that offense, which at that point in time he was arrested for.
So he admitted to doing said crime that he was later arrested for, just so you guys know. So he wasn't cooperating on that before, but then when he got, taken in and was questioned about this missing situation, I guess he admitted to this prior offense that he had not, he had not been charged yet for or whatever. And of course he lawyered up and, but he confessed to doing that thing. Now he is locked up. He has a lawyer, but that I feel is specifically because of the offense, the crime that he committed 6 whole months ago. Now that he has that lawyer, I mean, he's going to be talking through his lawyer. I mean, I'm sure his lawyer is going to do everything he can to get him some sort of deal. Let's be real. He might be playing, hard to get right now and all that, and giving them a wild goose chase. But there could be, that could be a move. And it could be many different things. Now, let me just say this too. Mama is not off the table. The possibility of mom being involved in this is not off the table. It's not. Okay. There's certain things, there's certain opportunities, there's certain possibilities here. The only reason why I say that, and I think the other reason why people aren't looking at her as much is, one, because she is out here in front of the camera. She's talking, she's speaking out, she's doing all these things. She's done 3 lie detector tests. Allegedly, that's what she's saying, at least online right now. She has been very, very vocal. And daddy ain't saying not a damn thing. So clearly it's easy for us to instantly look over to dad and go, where's dad at? Why aren't you talking, Pops? Pops, say something. Why aren't you all on the cameras, all up in the videos? So it's very easy for us to automatically assume he's out here up to no good and involved in this bad thing. I think that's fair for us to think in this situation. But mama is not off the table. The possibilities of mama being involved is not off the table. I'm sorry, it's not. Just because you do lie detector tests does not automatically mean that you are innocent, and it is not an admission of guilt. Okay? Still makes you still right there in the middle. Okay? Still a possibility. You're still on that table. Because you got to remember, she has, with all due respect, we have to put this on the table just for a second. She has reason to want to have her child. She hasn't been able to have her child. She has no custody, no rights over her child. She, in those text messages or in those DMs, it seems like dad has done a very good job at trying to keep a very far distance, or at least creating a distance between the mother and the mother's daughter, Audrii. You got a woman who is willing to reach out to a disgusting monster of a man just so that she can see her daughter for a few minutes before she goes to school or after she goes to school, wherever they were trying to have this whole thing set up. It sounded like it was going to be in the morning right before she went off to school. But she was willing to do whatever it took, go behind the grandmother's back, the father's back, just to see Audrii, willing to risk it all. So think about that for a second. there's a need, there's a want to have a child back in their life. That is her own flesh and blood. She baked that baby for 8 to 9 months. I don't know if she was a preemie or not. All I know, she bore this child, right? This is a version of her. This is an extension of her. So I do understand the need and the desire, the desperation of wanting to have a connection with your own flesh and blood, with your own pride and joy. That is a terrible thing to even think about, not being able to have that connection. And your own child thinking the worst of you because of what one family, one side is saying about you. And that's kind of what I was getting from those DMs, that she's like, I just want to get a chance to say my part. I just want a chance to say my side. She only knows one side, and that side makes me look really, really bad. I just want her to have an opportunity to get to know me and hear my story. I get that I get that desire and that desperation of wanting that. She's 11 years old, and she hasn't even been able to have that connection with her own daughter. That's crazy. Okay. And that's heartbreaking. But then at the same time, it does make you wonder. It does make you wonder why would she go behind the father's back like this? And then instantly you can sit there and have the question of, is there a possibility of her hand in this little girl missing? People do some crazy things for love. Shoot, real talk. The things you'll do for love. And that, shoot, Will Smith, let's be real. The things you'll do for love, man. Remember, he got up on that stage, smacked the hell out of Chris Rock, and then he went on to win Best Actor. And then what did he say? The things you'll do for love. The terrible, negative things you'll do for love, right? Now, I'm not sitting here saying that he or that she did anything, but at the same time, her name should not be taken off the table. There's a good possibility that she could be taking these 3 lie detector tests because she doesn't know anything, but she knows she's going to see her daughter soon. Maybe that could be it. But you also got to look at the other side of the father. We got to look at both sides of the fence here, right? Father ain't talking. Father ain't out here saying nothing. That looks suspicious as hell too. You also have a known convicted felon in your backyard, filled with hate and whatever the hell however else he lives. Is this father involved? Is the daddy of Audrii involved in the Brotherhood? Is he somebody who wants to be living that thuggish, ruggish life, but doesn't get a chance, never did? I don't know. All I know is that something's odd about this man not getting out here and talking. Then also at the same time, what is it? Did he run in with the wrong people? Did he work out a deal with McDougal and other groups maybe? I don't know. Like I said, the speculations run wild in my head with the possibilities. The possibilities are endless with this situation. But the reason why I say that is because no person should be let off the table as of yet. Because anything is possible here. Anything. Everyone is a suspect still to me, in my personal opinion. And if I get it, mama out here, by all means, I appreciate her doing that. But that doesn't mean anything. There's been plenty of people that have gone all up in the cameras, basically saying, I'm looking for my wife, or I'm looking, I can't believe they just did that to my wife and kids. You see what I'm saying? Oh, my heart breaks. Please help me find my kid. Please help me find my wife. Whatever it is, when they're the actual ones who know exactly where they went. Okay? So, still in this situation, anything is possible, and we cannot let anything off the table. That's not me sitting here saying, hey, everybody, the public, go and make the mother's life a living hell. Hell no. Let police do what they need to do. We just don't know everything yet. They have all the pieces of the puzzle, and they're only just trickling out tiny bits, little crumbs, bit by bit. I wish they'd give us a lot more, but this is what we got.
It was a aggravated assault. He assaulted another individual.
Male, female?
Male.
Dangerous man.
There's also rumors out there that he has affiliation with the Brotherhood. Are you able to confirm that?
We have heard those same things, and we've been told that there is an affiliation with the Aryan Brotherhood. Those are some things that we will come back after we are able to get Audrii located, and we will tie those things down to prove whether or not he's affiliated or not.
Are you guys doing an extensive search for any evidence in the house, the RV, the home itself?
Those things have been done. Yes, ma'am.
2 more questions.
Have you talked with Audrii's dad or family members?
Yes,
Are they cooperating?
very much so.
Can you expand a little bit more on the relationship between Audrii's family and him? I know you mentioned he lives in an RV on their property, but were they friends prior? Anything like that?
And for this to be our last question, to answer your question is that basically the way it was explained to us is that he was a friend of the family, a friend of the father, and he was allowed to live there in a trailer behind the house, and he was a friend of the family's, and basically that's why he was there, allowed to live there. I appreciate what everyone has done. I appreciate your helping us get Audrii's story out there, and thank you so much for your diligence in this. And I ask you, as you continue to work with us and allow us to tell Audrii's story, allow us to work this investigation properly and understand when it doesn't go or doesn't appear to go the way that you feel it should. Trust us that we're getting it done, and we're trying our best to do it the right way.
Okay. Listen, of course, as you see here, I mean, police are only going to give us what they know, as much as they can give us. But I do find it interesting that the last 2 questions, why wasn't the question about the Brotherhood asked earlier? Because you know for a fact people were going to start asking even more questions about that Brotherhood conversation. Trust and believe. They would have been asking some questions. But that didn't happen, unfortunately. I feel like more people have been like, well, okay, so can you tell us a little bit about the Brotherhood? You know what I mean? What have you found on that? Like, they would have said some things. But I hate that they didn't ask that kind of question way earlier on in this whole thing, because it was like, you only got 2 more questions. How convenient, right? But I'm wondering if there's more to this. Clearly, there's more to this. But I'm wondering if there's more to this that has to do with certain groups of people. I'm just curious about it as well. I'm wondering what the heck is going on here, because something doesn't seem right. Okay. Now, Jason, somebody said the Brotherhood is against the ish he allegedly has done. Interesting. I mean, you know, I will say this. If that is the case, I don't run in those circles, nor do I go into those chat rooms or anything of that sort, but nor would I want to. But at the same time, if that is the case, I mean, shoot, there's plenty of people out here that act one way and do something completely different in plain sight. So whether they are part of the, known radical groups that represent hate or groups that represent love, and they have their hands in moving people around, if you get what I'm saying, rush houring here. You see what I'm saying? So at face value, they shake their head at that. Okay. Sure. You know what I mean? I did not have sexual relations with that woman. You know what I mean? I condemn anybody who does that kind of stuff. Yet in real life, they're out here just bashing. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know. They sit there and say something. It's like the the right hand does what the left hand doesn't know, or so. I don't know the phrase, but you know what I'm saying. Just BS. So I'll believe it when the more information comes out, whether this is connected to any if this has any affiliation with any other groups of any sort. We'll see. We'll see about that. I'm not leaving that off the table either. It could be anybody. Like I said, anything could be possible here. It could literally just be this dude, straight up. He could just be a straight up poser, wannabe piece of trash, mother lover that is a reject from the Brotherhood. You never know. They're like, yeah, we don't like him. He don't roll the way we like him to roll. Deuces. And he's been ousted. He's been banished, okay, from the group. That could be it too. But nonetheless, he is the last person to see this young girl alive, regardless of the tattoos, his criminal record, or what groups he affiliates himself with. Doesn't matter. He is the last person to see her alive. So, what does he know? What did he do? Where did he take her? That's the most important part. And then after that, when they find her, hopefully alive, I'm holding on to hope too, but I feel a little bit different about this too. I feel like this is going to be a tragic ending. I don't want to say it like that, but I have to, unfortunately, because that's just the vibe I'm getting. But if she is found alive, I hope she is put into the hands and into an environment that is filled with nothing but love. And if there's anything, if this family is influenced by symbols of hate and hate-filled ideologies, I'm hoping that she can be found in a place or put in a family with nothing but love, and she can unlearn some of the things that may have been programmed into her brain. Because I'm telling you right now, a life full of hate is a life not well lived. I'm just going to be real. Okay, and obviously, I am just one man, and I am just one man with one opinion. But last I checked, any person that's out here running around here with that kind of hate in their heart doesn't live a good life. They end up locked up. They end up cooking meth. They end up doing stupid stuff that ends up them either dead or behind bars. So I say, hey, I choose love over everything else. All right? But outside of that, what say you guys? What are your thoughts on this? I think that we live in a we're dealing with a very interesting situation, okay? That could go 15 different directions. The theories are out here. The speculations are most definitely running wild out here. And the families are in the group chat. I say, we hear them. But I also say, quit fighting the family. I do agree with that. They are already going through a tough time as it is. Yes, maybe their choices in life are not what you consider great. I don't think that they're great decisions, to be completely honest. Bringing this guy into their house, into their backyard, whatever, okay? Not the greatest of choices, but at the same time, it was a choice that was made. And now the main focus is being able to find this young girl, hopefully alive, and bring her back home or bring her back to safety. Safety may not be in the custody of her mother. It may not be in the custody of her father. But regardless, what we should care about is her getting here alive, getting back here alive, and getting back and being put in a safe environment. That's all that should matter. But parents, I'm keeping an eye on them too. I don't care how many lie detectors tests you take. I don't care if daddy ain't talking, okay? I don't care if he was out of town when she was being dropped off, whatever it may be, it doesn't matter. Something about it screams sus on all things, and they all should be looked at no matter what. Okay. We should all be looking at them with one full, even blanketed level of inquiry and suspicion until the police give us more information, right? But let me get these super chats and these member chats. Thank you so much, Reality. Appreciate you being a member for the past 9 months. That is right there. That is right. That is right there. I agree, Pascal, in my honest opinion. He's guilty AF of making her disappear. Sorry, I have a bad feeling. I have a bad feeling too. I'm sorry for feeling that way too. I hope I'm wrong. I really am hoping I'm wrong. But something about this is screaming foul play in a more devastating way. Yeah, I will say that. But thank you so much for being a member. S Dubs, thank you so much for the 2. Check email. Okay, I'll check it out. Dad's FB. Yeah, I'll check it out here in a second. Madeline, thank you so much for being a member for the past 34 months. Woo, that's a long time. Thank you so much. Pascal, can you go over those texts again? I will most likely do that on another show, okay? Because those text messages are just all over the place. At least the screenshots, there's like 15 different versions of it, and it's like saying the same thing over and over again. But I'll take a look at it in another show, I promise. Black Witter, thank you so much for being a member for the past 2 months. I appreciate it. And thank you so much for the love. I appreciate it. Heart emojis back to you too. Chrissy, thank you so much for becoming a member. Welcome to the family, Chrissy. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And just like Chrissy, please consider becoming a member, okay? It would be really appreciated. We work hard out here in these streets, okay? Welcome to the family, Chrissy F. I do appreciate that. Now, the thing is there was something, okay. I know somebody, S-Dub sent me a photo or something. I'm going to look at that here in a second. But I did want to show you guys a little bit of the map. Yeah, we're going into map time. Wow. This is the F3277, the scenic loop right here. This is what it looks like. And he said is right by Tigerville Park. But this is the area in which they are looking at right now as we speak. Okay. And this is also, yeah, this is all still in the same area as Lake Livingston. Okay. Hollywood 2000, thank you so much for the $2 super sticker. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. But that's very interesting though, right? This 3277 is in the same area as this lake. And I will say this lake is, I mean, it's a lake and then it turns into Trinity River. This thing is huge. They could be searching for a while, y'all. They could literally be looking for searching for a while, which terrible. Terrible. Okay. This could be a long, this could be some Brian Laundrie stuff, guys. But that's a big ass lake. Because I've never, I don't do map time very often. Shoot, I've done it like 2 times. All right. But this is a big ass lake. So 3277, it's right here. And this is a big old loop. So, I mean, they're going through this area and they're like, hey guys, please back off. Please don't go here. Leave that area alone. Let us do our due diligence. Let us, figure some things out. Let me see. Let's see. That was 3126. 3126. Show that to you guys as well. Oh yeah, they're not far from each other. Somebody said that in the super chat, if I'm correct, or in a comment. But 3126. Yeah, I just want to make sure I got that right. 3126, same thing. See, and that connects to 3277 right over here, if you see that. And this is also part of the lake as we pan back. So they have quite a bit of searching to do. If that is exactly where she is. Okay. And yeah, they're in different areas, but they're still in the same area, if that makes any sense. It's still around the lake. But when they were saying, 3126 and 3277, I was like, where are they at? You know what I mean? Are they that far off? Are they, is he going, yeah, I was, in this area, north of such and such, and then I was south of such, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? The wild goose chase type of thing. But if you look, I mean, this is all pretty much the same within the same area. Look, this is the scenic loop right here, if you can see my mouse. And then here's 3126, all right here. So that's very interesting, guys. Very interesting. Very, very interesting indeed. Ashley's World. Yes, taters does mean potatoes. Yeah. Yeah. Just so you guys know. Taters means it's like Southern for potatoes. Yeah. We get some taters. So thought it was kind of funny. And he just looks like a guy who says taters. I don't know why, but he just looks like a guy who says taters. Yes, S-dubs. Yes, I agree. Okay. That there is a lot of ground and water to cover. I mean, it's not like this is like some crazy swamp, Brian Laundrie thing. It's not like this crazy swamp that they have to trudge through and try to figure out. But still, this is a lot of ground to cover. This is a lot of ground and water to cover. And anything is possible, because you got to remember, a phone call wasn't made until about 1 o'clock, or a notification about her not being at school wasn't made until about 1 o'clock. And then Pops didn't do anything until about 5, if my memory serves me correctly. In fact, I'm going to pull up that message here now because we need that clarification. Right here. Yep. Says it right here, guys. And yet father knew she wasn't at school. I'll pull this up to you guys. And yet father knew that she wasn't at school, being notified at 1 p.m. Didn't even contact the bus barn till 5. So for 4 hours, no activity. And didn't call the cops till 7 p.m. Now, here's the thing. If she was last seen, as the cops said, around 6:45 a.m., that's several hours before father was even notified of her disappearance or notified of her not showing up to school. Then he didn't do anything about anything, allegedly, okay? Because we haven't heard anything from him, okay? So I'm just going to say allegedly, he didn't contact Bus Barn until 5 p.m. That is a very, very long period of time. Homeboy Taters could have had an opportunity to pack up some stuff, get her, take her off to wherever for several hours of nothing. That's almost 12 hours that he could have done anything with her. Whoever, if she is still alive and somebody actually has possession of her as we speak right now, they are not in the state of Texas right now. Yes, I said it. They're not in Texas. They would have crossed state lines if they would have been able to cross state lines overnight. Think about it for a second. If they were going north, okay? I mean, there's a lot of distance you can make in 10, 11, even 12 hours. There's a lot of distance you can make. The cops weren't called until 7 p.m. Think about it. He could have just passed somebody on, got paid whatever he was going to get paid for the thing, whoop-de-whoop, go back into the car, drive back home, go do whatever he was going to go do, and then act surprised when family is sitting there going, have you seen Audrii? Have you seen Audrii? He's like, oh, ma'am, I haven't. All right, what are you talking about? Audrii, I don't know where she is. All I can think about is taters. So there's a possibility of that. Plenty of time. And if you're on an interstate, man, you can skedaddle quick. And then by the time they're going to, the lake and finding the book bag and all that kind of stuff, I mean, whoever's got her could very well be in a whole other state right now. This person could be 3 states away by now. If they just kept moving for 4 days, it's been 4 days, hasn't it? Today is the 19th. She's been missing since the 15th. A full day. I mean, trust me, you can make some serious traction if you just moving, y'all. Now, I know I'm not trying to get you guys off the beaten path here, pun intended and not intended, okay? But the possibilities here are endless. Anything is possible with this situation. And that's what's so frustrating about it. That's so frustrating about it. She could be in a completely different state right now, or she could literally be as close as around the corner. Remember the other story? Oh, I feel like a jerk because I'm forgetting her name right now. Oh, I feel like a jerk. Remember the little girl that was, it's like, what little girl? We've covered so many little girl stories missing in on this show. But do you remember the little girl that was riding her bike? They were at a camping site. She was riding her bike and suddenly she just was snatched out of thin air. Some guy got out of his car, went across like this little grassy knoll, saw her riding her bike because she was trying to prove how adult she was, like how grown she was by riding around the bike, riding around on her bike. She gets snatched up, and then they found out like a day or two or a few days later that he was literally just down the street, around the corner. Also in an RV in the backyard of his own mama's house. Remember that? Yeah, Charlotte. Yes, it was Charlotte, I think, right? Yeah, it was Charlotte. Charlotte Senna. Yeah. Okay. You guys remember that? And they were searching for days. They weren't searching for it's been week 13. It wasn't like that. But they were looking for her for a good minute. And everyone was like, where is she? Right? And she was actually found inside a cabinet inside this dirty mother lover's RV that was also parked in the backyard of someone's home, his own mama's house. Now, I'm sure police have already gone through this RV. I guarantee you they have. She's nowhere to be found. So I don't think it's going to be the same situation or the same ending to the story. But at the same time, she could be as far out as she could be in Illinois, for crying out loud, by now. Okay? If you really put in time, and you driving out here nonstop and you take very few pit stops and you just drive, they could be crossing Canada. They could be in Canada right now, for crying out loud. If you just put in the work, you can do it. Okay. But she could also be just around the corner, literally down the street. And that's terrifying to think, but that could very well be the situation with her as well. So I don't know. It's some scary stuff. I'm going to be real. It's some really, really scary stuff. There is something else I wanted to bring up to you guys. Hopefully I can find it. I need to look for it really quick. I didn't screenshot this or anything, but this was something that caught my attention and just really grind my gears, to be really honest. And so I wanted to share my thoughts on something with you. So hopefully I can find it. Bless me with a few seconds here. Because I know a lot of people are out here. A lot of people are out here putting in their 2 cents about this situation. It is pretty crazy. Again, everyone's a suspect. It makes me think of that scene from Scream, right? From the original Scream, not the new crap. But where the film fanatics like in Blockbuster going, everyone's a suspect. That's what makes it. That's what I think when it comes to this. Everyone is a suspect. No one is off the table when it comes to this. And it's so sad because it's like this, some of these situations, it's just something that is as simple as some nasty mother lover just catches just she sees somebody, right? Sees the little kid and it's like, I'm taking you. You know, that's some scary stuff, right? Scary thought. Oh, that's a cute kid. Let me go take him. It's creepy. It's really, really creepy. So, one thing I do want to show. This is and I don't understand. I really don't understand it. I don't understand it. But I got a couple images I want to share with you guys because I really don't understand it. And it could be nothing, but it also could be everything all at the same time. I really don't get it. I am so sorry. But I need to I need to share this with you guys. Now there's the video. I'm just going to share or show you guys this little bit. There's a video I've talked to you guys about this before. It resurfaced on Facebook. They put it back on Facebook. Okay? There's the video of her tattooing this dude, okay? Now, what's interesting about this? She's 11 years old. And listen, we need to talk about this, okay? Some people are looking at this and going, I don't see the big deal. I don't see the big deal. Somebody on the comment said this. This is such a BS post. I have many friends who have talented artists with great family backgrounds, but started playing around tattooing at super young ages, younger than Audrii, right? The only good thing they probably have done for her was letting her create art. The circumstances of it were given, and her not tattooing or experimenting with it would have made no difference on them. Stop reaching so hard. So let me just say this really quick, okay? Because there's a bunch of people that are all in this post basically being like, why, stop looking at that in such a negative way. Let her, so what? She wanted to learn how to tattoo. There's other people who have learned how to tattoo even younger than her, that kind of thing. Listen, let me just say this, all right? It's not the fact that she's 11 years old tattooing somebody. It's not that. It's the fact that she is tattooing, allegedly, a monster. That's the problem. Let's take the situation, okay, out of this. Let's take the situation out. Her just tattooing, okay? First off, if she wants to learn how to tattoo, hey, I don't know. Aren't there tools out here in which you can tattoo on certain material that is like skin? You see what I'm saying? So that they can practice, learn, etc. Right? In fact, allegedly, Josh, the dad, is the one who's actually filming her tattooing this monster. Okay? So he's okay with this. But regardless, aren't there tools in which you can use to tattoo, to learn how to tattoo? Learn your art, hone your skills so that you can one day, maybe the dad going, hey, go ahead and, you could tattoo my shoulder or tattoo my back. Not your doggone inner thigh or your arm. It don't matter. Okay? Because some people are still saying that this is his inner thigh. I don't know what it is. All I know is that it shouldn't be happening on a known, unregistered SO. Okay? Also, let's point this out too. Sure. Honey, go ahead and tattoo this person. That's fine. I'm watching you. It's fine. But you also are tattooing somebody who is known to be a villain towards kids. Let me say that again. or actually, let me ask you this. Any person that is sitting here trying to defend this, if you knew what kind of person this was, his history, his violent background, not only towards other people, but also to children as well, would you let your 11-year-old pride and joy put their hands on a monster like that? Don't worry, I'll wait. So anybody who's out here sitting here getting all like, oh, y'all reaching. Listen, this girl out here could have had the opportunity to express herself in tattoos all she wanted. That's fine. It's about who she is touching. It's about who she is putting that needle on. It is about who she is putting trust into. Because you got to remember, this guy is going, yeah, you could tattoo me. You can trust me because I trust you. I'm trusting you with my body. This is going to be on my body for the rest of my life. It's permanent. If you mess up, it's going to be okay because I don't care. I don't care because you're not going to mess up because I trust you. It's brooming 101. Now, if it was just Uncle Sam, not Uncle Sam like America, but I'm saying if it was Uncle Joe, okay, just hanging out here, and go, yeah, you can color in this one. Yeah, use that red color in right here. That's fine. It needs a little color. That's fine. That's uncle. But this dude is out here. This dude is a known monster. You're telling me that's okay? That's Gucci? That's Gucci? I'm just saying. Think about it for a second. It ain't, oh, you're reaching. Y'all, you're reaching. Quit reaching. No, that's not reach. That is not a reach. There's an 11-year-old girl putting her hands on a known pedo. And I'm telling you right now, I don't give a damn. If I knew about this person's background, that kid would be nowhere near that man. Period, point blank, let alone with a needle tattooing on his body. I'm sorry, but no. No. And I don't think people are seeing the forest through the trees. That's the problem. Let her express herself. Some people in the comments are like, oh, hey, she's trying to, maybe she thinks this is her way out by learning how to tattoo, blah, blah, blah. Fine. She could tattoo any other person, just not him. She's 11 years old. Find out who the hell this person is before you actually let her trust this man. Because now this girl is gone. Now we're trying to find where she is. Because there was too much trust put into this man. I got more to share with you guys. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be heated, but this is just messed up. I don't understand why anybody's out here trying to defend this mother lover. Okay? This is dirty. This is dirty drawers. Okay? Him dirty. Okay? This is another photo. I didn't get to share it with you guys before, but I'm going to share it with you guys now. Okay? This is them. Audrey's in the middle of the photo. Just so you know, splat out. They out here, Florida bound, with Tabitha, Claire, Audrey, and Anita. All of them going on a family trip together. Florida bound. Remember, do you know where they live? Yeah, the Houston, Texas. So they're all on the way to vacay. They're all about to go on vacay together. All of them about to vacay together. Okay. I got more I want to share with you guys. We ain't done yet. We are not done yet. Okay. Here's another one that just still, it still just doesn't make any sense to me. I'm still trying to understand this. Okay. And I get it. Ooh, nope. Not even saying that I get it. It just doesn't make sense to me. Take a look at this photo. Oh, it gets even better because apparently the guy in the middle that's doing the, throwing up the deuces sign. Okay. Homeboy in the middle. That's daddy. Yeah. That happens to be daddy with homeboy throwing up whatever the hell he's throwing up. With another dude that I don't, and I'm still here sitting here going, how are you in the photo with these two gentlemen? I'm sorry. How's that even happening? But that actually exists. So maybe it's like, hey, when I'm locked up, I'm with the Brotherhood, and when I'm not locked up, then if you're brown, you cool. We cool. You're one of the good ones, right? But his tattoos out, so there's no way Papa didn't see them tattoos. Come on, guys. AC said charming. Yes, absolutely charming. Yes, very becoming. Yes. No, it's not. But yeah, that's real. And you see the SS over here, you know what I mean? The symbols. There's more to his tattoos than just the big old one that you can land a plane on. But okay. You see what I'm saying? Homeboy, that's daddy. That be daddy right there. Let me just zoom in all the way. Not to his face, but right there, there's daddy. Just so you know. Yeah. Daddy out here wearing matching bandanas. I'm so sorry, but they are twinning. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, they're twinning. Yes. There's so much love and brotherhood in this. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm getting verklempt. I just feel it. Just feel it. But yeah, this is actually what's going on here. And what's interesting as well, this is gonna be interesting. This is gonna be interesting. Something else I noticed in this photo. You might want to know what it is, right? But I'm wondering what's up with the bandanas. I am trying to understand what the is going on there. Okay. But look at this. Is that a friendship bracelet? Is that a friendship bracelet? I'm trying to ignore the hate symbols, but is that? Candace said, color run. Does this man look like he runs? I mean, maybe he does. Maybe daddy does. But I'm saying, like, do you really think that Taters looks like a runner? No disrespect. I could see him maybe walking, speed walking, sashaying his way through, but I don't see him doing any running unless it's from the 5-0. But you never know. Maybe it is a color run. Maybe he was just there and cheering him on, pounding some natty lights, some Bush lights, right? And chain smoking some Marlboro Reds. But isn't this interesting, though? Take a look at that right there. I'm wondering, who made that for him? Do you see that right there? I mean, this is bromance 101. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't know what's up with our brother over here, with the melanin in the shot. I'm a little confused about that. But at the same time, hey, whatever. When in Rome, I guess, you get along with everybody. Hey, whatever. But at the same time, I don't know how anyone could unsee all of that right here. All that hate, all those tattoos. I just don't know. But then again, we live in weird worlds, okay? But now you see it. You can't unsee it now. But I will say, in the hole in the shirt, oh my Lord. Oh my Lord. Okay. Wow. See, I'm wondering. See, it doesn't look like it could be a color run, but I'm like, I don't see a whole lot of people wearing running shoes. I feel like this might be just an event that they went to. Maybe it's a concert of some sort. You know what I'm saying? But that's what it looks like. I'm sorry. I thought this was blown up. But look, let's get out of these guys' faces. Look at all this. He got a weird head thing going on over here. Same thing over here. I don't think they ran in those things. So they might have been there to go see a band. But it looks like a friendship bracelet. Do you see that? Because you want to know why I say that too? Because it looks like daddy is wearing the same matching one right over here. And I don't think that they went to this and were given those bracelets. I have a feeling our little girl Audrii made those friendship bracelets for them. Put that in your pipe and smoke on it for a little bit. Interesting, don't you think? Yeah, I don't know if he's missing fingers. I just think he's, I don't know. It could just be the angle. I don't know. It is a very odd, it's a very odd sign. I don't know what that is. Maybe somebody who's hip to that stuff knows, but I don't know what that is. Okay? I really don't know. But that's a little bit odd, to say the least. Okay? And yeah. Madeline said, gang, gang. Yeah. Is that really, is that? Sinaloa, are you serious? That's that kind of sign? Oh, bruh. That's okay. Really? Hold on, let me see if I could see. Let me see here. Hold on. Who goes out with this guy and his yeah. I am still wondering. Yeah, and people are commenting in the comment section about this particular photo, because it doesn't make sense. Because like, who would be okay with taking that kind of photo with a guy who's got blazing, symbols of hate, right? On your arm, you see what I'm saying? And then you're taking these photos, and then of course, if that is a symbol of, if the sign that he's flashing is a sign of hate as well, have mercy. And it's right, and maybe that's the reason why. Hold on, I'm going to show that photo one more again. Because you never know. I don't know why the guy who's in the photo took the photo with them. Now I want to ask him that question, like, why would you even take a photo with this dude, right? But here's what's interesting, okay? He throws this up, and if that is really a symbol of hate, okay, representing some sort of hate, this guy's an asshole. I'm sorry. There's no other words to explain it. There's no other words to say it. He's just an absolute jerk. Okay. You know what I mean? Oh, and the photo with the people with the white hats on, it looks like they could be Asian, but they're not. It's not white. It's not the white hoods, if you know what I mean. Okay? They're not the white hoods. These are like it looks like bunny ears, or you know what I mean, like some sort of animal hat that they're wearing. Okay? But it looks like they're Asian. But I could be wrong. Then it's another question of, see, it looks like it's a festival of some sort. What they're all there for, I don't know. But at the same time, it is a very interesting photo, nonetheless. And they're all chilling together. And that guy could have taken the photo out of spite to basically say, like, look, we got a jerk and a half in the house, taking a, showing off his tattoos, if you get what I'm saying. And he took that photo. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know, but it is a little bit odd nonetheless. And man, it's sad. But the fact that he knew this family well enough to go and kick rocks with them, to go on vacations with them, says a lot. Okay. But one thing I also saw in that photo, it looked like they had friendship bracelets, and I don't think it was them that made them. Okay. I really do think that they were made by Audrii or by the kids and then given to them. They're like, yeah, we'll hang out, we'll hold on to them. You see what I'm saying? We'll wear them. Anything for you, Audrii, or anything for you, kids. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'll be real. If my daughter made me some stuff like that, I'd be wearing it till it fell off my arm. You know what I mean? But I'm not some should be registered SO. You know, I just don't roll like that. So thank you, Missy. I agree. People like that, people with tats like that are full of hate. And the fact that if that really is a symbol, like he was throwing up like a gang sign, flashing gang signs, he ain't changed. He's an ass. He is an asshole. Straight up. Okay. Dee Dee just said Audrii giving him a tattoo wearing a Taylor Swift shirt. Was she wearing a Taylor Swift shirt? I didn't see that. I didn't notice that. I was too busy looking at the tattoo, or the tattooing. And again, like I said, if it was a different situation, I think it all goes down to situations and who you are doing certain things with, right? It's one thing to go play on a playground with, your uncle, and having a good time. It's safe. It's fine. It's just your uncle having a good time spending time with your kid type thing. It's another thing when you're running around playing on a playground with a known registered SO, okay? Or someone who has a history, a very, very a disgusting, monstrous history of doing certain things that they shouldn't be doing with kids. You see what I'm saying? Huge difference. Huge. Same thing when it comes to tattooing. I say you need to pick and choose the people you're letting your child put their hands on. That's it. So that's just one thing I wanted to reiterate really quick, because I know a lot of people have been just, getting all upset about it and putting in their 2 cents. And I'm like, yo, if that was your kid, would you be okay with that? Knowing everything you know now, would you be okay with that? I'm telling you right now, you would not. Trust, believe, you would not. Okay. But guys, man, what a show. I appreciate all y'all for being here. It really does mean a lot. Okay. Wait. Kiana, did you see the pictures of the dad? Hold on. False alarm. Partying together. Nope. All I saw was the photo. Excuse me. All I saw was the photo of. No, I have not seen the photos of them partying together. I have only seen photos of that one photo of them at some event together. But I haven't seen anything yet. As of yet. Okay. But again, I want to say real quick, thank you so much for the Cash Apps. I really, really do appreciate it. Thank you so very much. Caroline, Anita, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so very much. But yeah, some crazy stuff, guys. This is all crazy. And I know, yeah, it's only going to get crazier. Well, I hope it doesn't get any crazier. I hope it stays exactly where it is. I hope it calms down. Like we get closer to the truth and we find her. That's what should happen. I don't want it to go get any more thicker than a Snicker. It's thick enough, right? I would love to see it just get solved as quickly as possible. Anyway, guys, that is the show now. I appreciate all y'all for being here. Thank you so much for spending the time with me, watching that press conference. If there's more updates, trust and believe we will be here to talk about it. Trust me, we will be here to talk about it. But man, oh man, this is some wild stuff. Keep your eyes open. We'll find out more information, hopefully very, very soon, because all of us deserve that. But most importantly, the families that don't have anything to do with this deserve to know where their little girl is, for real. So let's hope and pray for a swift recovery. But I do think they need to start looking elsewhere. That's what I think. Other cities, other states as well. Okay. Again, Ellen Pickle, thank you so much for being a member for the past 17 months. I really do appreciate it. Wow. Thank you. Take care, everyone. Yes, you too, Ellen. Thank you so much for taking the time to care and to tune into the show. And that comment, what I just said, goes out to every single last one of y'all. I really do appreciate y'all. Okay. So do me a favor before you head out, hit that like button down below. That would really, really mean a lot. Okay. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Facebook. Crush that follow button on my Facebook page. Don't forget to check out my merch page, pascalmerch.com. Please and thank you. Of course, if you want to support the channel, become a member by hitting that join button down below, or check out patreon.com / the Pascal Show. That'd be greatly, greatly appreciated. Anyway, guys, it is time to get going, guys. Have a great rest of your evening. We'll be talking very soon, okay? Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys very soon. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.